Hey, Lord Pop-Tarts here. What's up, man? You got the first comment? It is you. You got the first comment. How nice is that? All right, let me plug in my iPad. All right, iPad's fully charged. That's good. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Saturday nighttime stream. It's me, the host of the stream, Mr. Cardconomist. We're live 7 days a week. All right, guys, let's get it set up. I was just working, and I did not notice that it had become 2:13 a.m. My bad. Oops. I was working on pre-grading cards, getting ready for our BGS submission, which needs to be done this week. And at the same time, I'm prepping the PSA submission, so I'm doing both at the same time. And it's just it could take like 12 hours to get a proper submission out. It takes a really long time. So I'm putting in the hours. All right, let's see. Let's see. La Flame B-Day giveaway. We're also going to say PRB2. Let's see, the binder break. And we're going to say, man, I kind of just want to have a fun title, man. I'm so tired of these boring titles. How about, what's a fun title? How about, Collectibles are going to continue skyrocketing to the moon. All right, so there's a fun little prediction. Where's my, let's see, we need the spaceship emoji. There we go. Let's grab that. All right, oops. Why did they do that to me? I don't like that. All right, there we go. Go ahead and close this. We'll close this. Wow, that slows my computer down so hard. Collectibles to continue skyrocketing. All right, I like that. That's nice. And let's get a moon emoji. All right, let's close that. All right, good. And now let's hit save. Collectibles to continue skyrocketing. All right, there we go. Fun title. I get tired of the, oh, here's what's for sale titles. Don't you guys get tired of those? I get tired of those. All right, we'll jump over here now. Good, 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 good. All right. So I spent $5,000 today. How about you guys? I spent $5,000. I was buying a card that I wanted. Hopefully the guy who's selling it to me is a real person. I think he is. Bought it off eBay. It's not on eBay. I bought it on Instagram. And so sometimes you do that from a guy I never met before. So, you know, one day you're buying on eBay, one day you're not buying on eBay. Just part of the game. Okay, cool. How's the CGC grading going? I feel like that's been taking forever, dude. Nope, still no progress on that. Beautiful. Let's see if this has gotten any further. Nope, okay. No progress on any of the grading. Let's take a look at our stream. Let's take a look at our channel, shall we? All right, that's the last 7 days. Let's do the last 28 days. All right, so in the last 28 days, our views are about the same. Our subscribe count's only about 340 in the last month. That's actually quite a bit lower. I got to put out more content, that means. You know, I just have been struggling to get the content out. It's hard to get out all the ducks in a row, you know, 2 live streams, working with Alexis on the shipping, card restocks, negotiating deals, shopping, card grading. It's hard to get it all done, man. It just is. And then on top of that, you got to spend a couple hours working on a piece of content. Ooh, my computer freezing? All right, let's just close that. I'm not going to wait for that. All right, computer freezing there. All right. Venmo's trying to give me a credit card, and I do not want it. No, thank you, Venmo. Everyone wants you to have their credit card. It's so annoying. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Please take our credit card. That's because credit cards make you, the lender, money. And the only way they make money, and they make tons of money, the only way they make money is because people mess up their credit card payments and overborrow and everything. They're betting on it. They're betting on it. All right, so tonight's giveaway will be sponsored by our friend LaFlame. It was his birthday yesterday, and we're going to go ahead and get that set up. So the keyword is LA, just like last time. All right, I was being a little salty last stream. Remember that? Who remembers that? Were you there last stream? I turned on subscriber mode for that giveaway. There we go. All right. We'll jump over here. We'll jump over here. And we'll hit pause. Oh, no, we won't hit pause. We get out of this stinking... Well, no, that's fine. Okay. Happy belated birthday. Is he here? I didn't see him. Okay, I didn't see him. All right. So, the binder break. This cute little guy has 2 spots left. And I'm really interested in seeing it finish because I want to make another one. Because... guess what? This is the first time we've ever hosted the binder break, and you don't know this, but I have like a truckload of cards that could go into binder breaks. Like, I've never hosted the binder break. I should have done it a long time ago. So I have some endless supply of cards for the binder break. I'm very interested in that one. And then here we have Team Rocket. Lovely. These are the Korean Rocket Returns. Not Rocket Returns, Glory of Team Rockets. I like those. One of my favorite products. We have this PRB2s. We also have English Pokemon Black and Japanese Pokemon Black. Well, I think we're almost sold out of the Japanese Pokemon Black. That's because there's a missing shipment, and the seller just is not correcting it. Also, I only received half of my PRB2 shipment, so that's concerning as well. So, guy, I hope that guy fixes it. What if I told you it was that guy who I had all the problems with in the past? He's still having problems. I don't get it. He can't figure out shipping or something. I think I know what the problem is. I think he is not paying the import fee. There's an import fee, and either he pays it or I pay it, and I'm not being asked for it, and I don't think he's paying it. I think that's what's going on. That's my suspicion. All right. So I'll just set these back here. I like those Team Rocket cards. I'm tempted to buy even more of them to stock up. How much do I owe you on the slab of the Umbreon? Says Mr. Anthony Zanardi. Hey, hello, Anthony. I don't even know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Are you talking about a slab away? You can come here to our Discord server, and under the slab away channel, scroll to the top. Your name would be an A name, right? Here's an Anthony Zanardi, Umbreon Poker. $150 remains. There you go, Mr. Anthony. Okay. And we got this beautiful Jolteon ready for slab away. Look at that guy. He's nice. Okay. Yesterday was Friday. We had a busy Friday. We had a busy Thursday, too. Saturday tends to be a little bit slower, believe it or not. Yeah, tends to be a little bit slower. All right, let's see. So here's Manectric. And let's see. Where'd it go? Okay. I'm looking for the other one, the Kecleon. Kek. Let's see. Is it in the middle, maybe? Maybe it's in the middle. I didn't dig deep enough. Where'd the Kecleon go? We didn't sell it. Ah, here it is. Whoa, he was way in the back. So Mr. Adam, I keep calling him Aaron. Mr. Adam has changed his mind and wants to hold these. Notably, when I ran into these, he had prices already on the slabs of like $225. I did not agree with those prices, so I went and I did some research, and I felt these were probably worth about $110, $125. Here's the interesting part: if these were underpriced, why didn't either of them sell once they were put onto the table? Also, I didn't buy them. I can buy them too. I'm a customer. I can buy them, and that's because I don't think people wanted these as much as he thought. But it's very important to me that when we do commission slabs, the prices are not sort of just made up out of thin air and as high as you want them to be. These prices are meant to reflect cheapest buy now prices. Very important idea, because when people come shopping here, I want them to mostly find the slabs at the cheapest buy now price. And I think that's important. I think that keeps the table interesting. It keeps it exciting. So Kecleon and Manectric, they're just hard to sell. They're not necessarily popular Pokemon. I mean, I never sell Kecleons. They just don't sell. And the Manectric, I've sold a couple of them. You know when they sell? About the time you lower the price. That's when they sell. So we'll take these off for him. Let's put the name on the back. I think he should just sell them, though. That's what I think. I think I'm probably spelling that last name wrong. Sorry, Adam. But I'm not trying to hose you or anything. The deal is with the mail-ins is that they gotta be cheapest buy now price. We are. If you recall, we actually looked up CGC 10 Manectrics from the same time period. We found a Holland Phantoms and we found a Crystal Guardians for precisely $125. And I said, well, that's from the exact same era. And so, and in fact, those were reverse hollers, which are typically more desirable. So they were priced at $125. The Kecleon, again, we priced at $110. Nobody bought it. It's, it's just, but you might get a better price for it on eBay. Maybe somebody desperate to have it for some reason. But yeah, these are harder to move slabs, Mr. Adam, if you didn't know that. CGC 10s sell a little bit like PSA 9s. Yeah, they're kind of like they're like a fancier PSA 9. A little more desirable than a PSA 9. Definitely more desirable than a PSA 9, but similar, definitely. Similar indeed. CGC, usually it's harder to grade, right? Thoughts on Pokemon Rumble cards? I think I own one. I think I own a Rumble card. Don't I own one? I think I own one or two of them. I might have sold my Heat Train from that set. Let's see. Pokemon Rumble. Let's see. Oh, what are all these, huh? Oh, my Deoxyses. Wait, what's this box? What the hell? I got some pricey-ass Garchomp in here. Well, oh, here it is. Is this it? He's asking about Pokemon Rumble. Here we are. All right. Show the South Park card, says Marquette. This is Mrs. Cartman. Oh. PSA 9. Now. Legendary Collection Zapdos. I don't regret buying that. Look at that Raikou from Dark Explorers. I don't regret buying that. There it is, the Pikachu from Pokemon Rumble. Now, we flip this around, and it has a little bit of whiting on that corner. So, I don't know how long ago they graded this, but that would not get a PSA 10 by today's standards. However, it might have gotten a PSA 10 by older standards. PSA got tougher over time. Here's Blaine's Moltres 10. Here's a, I had to try to cross some of these into just a PSA 10. I had to do that sometime. Here's Cool Porygon. I guess we had him for sale at one point. Oh, and we got some black labels and nice little Charizard. So those are cool. Black labels are a big deal, man. That's why we do BGS. BGS is on the menu. I think CGC is going to come off the menu, guys. I don't think we're going to offer CGC anymore. CGC is good for grading Karuta. Is CGC still on the menu? Tag, PSA, BGS, TCCG. We already did remove it from the menu. Yeah, tag's already been removed. Not tag, CGC's already been removed. Bottom left back corner. If PSA had a 9.5, it would be CGC 10. CGC 10s aren't real 10s in most people's opinions. I have seen some really good CGC Gem Mint 10s. I have seen that before, okay? I've also seen some PSA 10s that are very ratty looking. They're not good at all. So I've seen both of those things occur. Here's the thing, though. I think that CGC... I wanted to make a clip about this. I wanted to make it short. I believe CGC needs to come out onto the market, say they're raising the standard for what counts as a CGC Gem Mint 10, and they're bringing back the Perfect 10, and they need to say they are now doing a buyback program on CGC 10 that people think are no good. So they should do a buyback program. Buy the card at the market price, and then downgrade it to a 9, and then they can sell it themselves back onto the market. So I really think they ought to do that. If they don't do that, I think they will lose brand recognition, brand value over time. People won't grade as much with them. So I think right now, CGC is losing sales. I think they are losing sales because the CGC Gem Mint 10 is not what it should be. And they need to improve it. I also think the CGC Gem Mint 10 should not be a black and white label. It should be the fancy label like the Pristine 10. So it should be a good thing to have a CGC 10. Here we are. All right. Did you know that One Piece is coming out with the Lego set? Really? League of Legends is coming out with a card game. League of Legends. Everyone wants to have a card game these days, man. It's a moneymaker. All right. Is everything up to date? Is everything working? Let's see. Let's change the title one more time. Oops. Pokemon Cards Live. So we'll say Pokemon Cards Live. All right, good. Make sure we get that in the title for the algorithm. The algorithm. Jack Woodworth, he says, for Tag 10 Zapdos on the table. Oh, you got it. Because, you know, I was thinking about putting this in the live customs. I was thinking about it. Okay, that's Jack Woodworth. Very nice, Jack. Thank you so much. So that is one slab gone at the beginning of the stream, guys. Just like that. Crazy. We got this beautiful Cubone. This is Vending Series Cubone. If you like unusual and rare Cubones, this is one of them. He's peeking around a corner. He's very shy. Here is the beautiful... what am I trying to say? Manga. I was trying to say magma. Manga Break. So this is the beautiful Manga Break. And it's up to 3 out of 16. Look, we've opened up a lot of manga. We've opened up a lot of One Piece on the table recently and not pulled that many mangas. And I think that this just offers a really serious way to consider pulling one. Sure. Found Here's Am. It's 1998 South Park stuff. I saw Cody gifted me a box. Ah, he did. Yes, he did. And you are here to collect. Okay. Pull these to the front real fast. By the way, this is a gym break. That's Hello Kitty Gym Break. Fancy. All right, you ready? So Miss Janice is here, and we can open this now. Oops. All right. CGC is only good for grading comics. They also grade coins, which I really don't think is such a bad thing. PSA grades coins, and CGC grades coins. Here's the thing. CGC's parent company is the NGC coin grading company, like, you know, one of the most, maybe the most valuable coin grading company in the world. And so I think CGC graded coins should definitely be considered a serious thing. They probably just took some talent and expertise from NGC and brought it over to CGC. So yeah, I feel like they're definitely authorities on coin grading. I want to ask you about opinion on something I bought. Japanese Nintendo Power Magazine sealed with the Jumbo Shadow Lugia's card inside. Got it for $130. Oh, that's cool, man. All right, let's snip it. See, I've seen those Shadow Lugias here and there. They're all right. All right, here we go. Snipping this. Did it for all the pussy. Mister, what made you take CGC off the menu? Lack of demand. So there's a little bit of demand for BGS, a little bit of demand for tag, and then a ton of demand for PSA grading. So that's how grading demand is working right now. Everyone wants CGC or PSA. Nobody wants CGC. And so that is a problem when it comes to CGC submissions. If we don't got enough people getting in there, then I can't really host that. So CGC, surprisingly, is pretty unpopular right now. And they must be feeling that. CGC must be feeling that. So they must be thinking about that too. Okay. Let me move this over here. Okay, so Mr. Cody, he won the double box giveaway hosted by Mark Valerian. That was a charitable giveaway by Mark. And Cody Hodges wins that giveaway. And then he gives away one of the boxes to Miss Janice. Super, super, super generous all around. Okay, you ready? All right. Okay, picking up a Feraligator. No, a Giraffarig? A Farigiraf. Haha, there we go. Wow. These names are too complicated. There we go. What's the strictest grading service? Oh, BGS. Yeah, BGS is easily. BGS is the strictest, guys, without any doubt. They're super strict. PSA got a little more like BGS recently with their new tougher grading. Here we are, Meltan. I don't know if I like that. Some people might like it. I think all PSA really had to do was offer a perfect grade and a pristine grade. Here we are. But PSA doesn't want to do that. They want to be the market leader and say, well, what a gem is like a pristine. So they're trying to redefine what a gem mint is. Also, I think this plays badly for CGC. I think CGC's gem mints are going to look really different from PSA's gem mints. Ooh. Okay. Do you think CGC pristines are still good buys? Yeah, definitely. Well, anything can be a good buy. You know, again, a CGC 10 gem mint can be a good buy. It's just about price. It's just price. That's it. That's the only decider. You know, let's say you've got... Ooh, look at that. What's the name of this one? Toracat or something? I didn't play this generation. That was Sun and Moon, right? All right. There we go. Did you ever cover CGC grading those fake prototypes? They took a massive credibility hit after that. Yeah, that was pretty bad of them. I didn't think it was going to make them fall apart at the seams as a company, though. I was talking about how... We talked about that live many times. So, you know, I talked about how they've got too much money. They've got a strong parent company. You know, they're too embedded in the business of grading. But, you know, I'm sure some heads rolled. Some guys might have gotten fired. Bianca, right? I think her name's Bianca. Dude, Bianca's a pretty name. There, let's see. PSA is winning, and you can't change when you're winning. Well, PSA did change. And so maybe what you're saying is you agree with me that they shouldn't have made it so much more tough to get a 10. I think PSA's Gem Mint 10 was kind of like a Mama Bear, Papa Bear, Baby Bear, just right. And now they've gone the stricter route like BGS, and you're looking at it going, well, that sucks, because now PSA used to be that, but now they're not. There we go. But again, I think all PSA really had to do was create a pristine grade, you know, a higher tier than Gem Mint. They didn't have to change their Gem Mints. And but they did, and they still don't offer a pristine, and I think that's really frustrating. There we go. All right. Ooh, look at that. Very pretty. That is for Miss Janice, who is with Steven. So this is going to go into Steven's bag. Take a look at that again. We got Miss Bianca, the Tora Kitten. We got the Zib-Zab Bug, whatever his name is. Meltan. Okay, very nice. Have you seen how CGC grades jumbo cards? They use thin plastic sleeve. Really? Like they put the card in a sleeve and then they put that into the slab? If PSA made a pristine, all PSA 10s currently would be devalued. Yes, maybe. I mean, you could argue that everyone will want to test their PSA gem mints out to try and get a pristine. But I don't think that people would give up on the gem mints. They would just know that a pristine is like a higher, you know, an even higher toughness. So I think it could trigger these huge regrades. And PSA could make a lot of money from that. And it's not a bad structure. Gem mint pristine. But they just want to redefine gem mint as being like the top grade. And they can do that if they want. They can do whatever they want. All right, it's going to change the value of 9s, and it's going to make people wish that they had a company that is like PSA. We talked about this. This is a philosophical thing about grading. The whole reason, when you have a nice vintage card, you just open up your $1,000 booster pack of Fossil. When you have a nice Pokemon card, and you have to choose between getting a 9.5 at BGS and a PSA 10, you choose PSA 10 over and over and over and over again. PSA had an advantage with that. That was what made them so big, is that their grading was actually not strict. So now next time you have a really nice card and you see there's some very minor flaw on it, very minuscule, and you're trying to pick who to grade with, well, you're not going to say PSA anymore because it's not going to be BGS 9.5 and PSA 10. Now it's going to be BGS 9.5, they haven't changed, and PSA 9. So PSA is going to be the last choice, because who wants a 9? Let me skip past this. Skip. All right, there we go. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is. So Mr. Steven should have a bag over here. All right. Very nice. Yeah, that was what made PSA the company to go to. People didn't want to go to BGS. They wanted to go to PSA because PSA was like, don't worry, we'll give you a 10. And people were like, oh, thank God. I don't care if it's a slightly flawed 10. I just want a 10, you know? And now that that's gone, who fills the void? We don't know. Maybe CGC. Maybe SGC. Maybe TAG. Maybe BGS 9.5s. But something's going to fill that void. and PSA, it's going to just be this harder grade to obtain. There. All right. 9.5 is uglier. Exactly. So collectors don't like that. They don't like the 9. They don't like the 9.5. They want 10s. So I do think that CGC is in a strong position to have a card grade that people want. But here's what and I was going to make a video about this, but here's what CGC needs to do. They need to publicly announce a buyback program where they say we're going to buy back our worst looking Gem Mint 10s. And then they're going to say we're going to make one more change. Gem Mint 10s are no longer going to be a black and white label. It's going to be the beautiful embossed label, just like Pristine. So they do that, and they would be very serious competition for PSA, I think. Because now, when you have a card that you just pulled from like first edition Fossil, and it doesn't look absolutely perfect, you're going to go, you know what? This is going to CGC for the CGC Gem Mint, for a chance for that. So we'll see. All right. Isai is here. 10 prismatics. Hey, what's up? We miss you, Mr. Isai. We talk about you from time to time. Yeah, remember Isai? He used to open up so much of that prismatic. I wonder if Alexis would like these. Toss it over there. Some of the worst 10s I've seen were PSA 10s. I've seen bad PSA 10s. You've seen bad PSA 10s. They're a thing. I've seen really good ones too. So with PSA, it's a range. All right. With the thing is with CGC, if a card gets too nice, they turn it into a pristine 10. So now you know that CGC's Gem Mint 10 is kind of like a PSA 9. That's the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Now, do we have one more? That would be nice, but we do not. Alas, I have to stand up. Before I stand up, let me have a little sip. We've already been talking for a half hour. If I was CEO at BGS, I would fire so many people. Imagine your competitors are increasing their grading volume by 10-fold each month, and you decrease. Did that happen? Is there data that shows that that's what happened? If there is, I'd love to know that, because that sort of fits my conversation here. You see, because I have a sense that tag grading is stealing a lot of grading from companies like BGS and CGC right now. Okay, you ready? So, I'll be back. Let me go get more prismatic. Oh yeah, Mamma Mia! I would buy tag, but I really don't like their slabs. We are. I feel you. What don't you like about them? I'm not gonna lie. I feel like tag is the real competitor to PSA right now. BGS has a niche thing going on where it has like perfect grades. We like that. So BGS is doing perfect grades. Very cool. No other company is doing perfect grades. That's a mistake. But BGS is doing perfect grades, and those are very relevant. People want them. So it's a mistake by all the other companies to not have it. PSA should have a perfect grade. CGC should have a perfect grade. Tag should have. The Tag's got something called a pristine. Those are pretty hard to get, but every company should have a perfect grade. That's the bottom line. We are. Tag has 1,000-point grading, which should be super cool. Yeah, I guess if your card got 1,000 out of 1,000, right? That's basically a perfect, isn't it? And so I think that's good. Yeah, it's Tag's winning, man. I like Tag a lot. I would invest in Tag right now. I think they're probably on the way up. Like them. BGS, the black label, continues to hold a substantial premium, often 10 times the price of a PSA 10. 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, depends on what card it is. But sometimes it's as high as 10 times as high. All right, let's see. Hey, what's up, Now Star? I hope you're having a good night. I am. People want the top grade. If they started doing perfects, what would that mean for the market of 10s? I know you guys are scared. You got to let go of the fear. You got to do it. Perfect 10s are the future. Perfect 10s matter a lot. I mean, especially in the world of card grading, why in the freaking world would you not have an option to hand out a perfect 10 on a perfect card? You need to be able to decide that. You should 100% have a technology for detecting cards that are perfect. That's what people want. They want perfect cards. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of card grading, is to have cards that are perfect. So right now, everyone buys 10s, like gem mint 10s, and it's like, okay, that's a really good card. But you will always wish that you had an actual perfect one. You will always wish that. So there should be multiple grades. Gem mint should be a popular 10, and perfects should be a separate thing. There it is. A perfect is a flawless card. No problems in it. Ooh, oh yeah. Picking up a beautiful golden Pikachu. Look at that. Look at that. Mr. Eastside, golden Pikachu popping out. There it is. He has a grading scale of 1 to 10. BGS is 1 to 12. I didn't like tag at first, but after browsing lots of tag 9-10 scans, the condition grades are really spot on. Only big issue is they seem to have changed their dent algorithm a few times. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's AI grading is always tool-assisted grading, and that is it was always really frustrating for me when a company advertises AI grading, because, you know, I was like, what does that mean? And I realized in hindsight, what was really bugging me was how aggressive AGS was with advertising their robo grading. Like, oh yeah, the robot does it. Nuh-uh. No, it doesn't. It is. Here's Groudon. So I didn't like their aggressive grading marketing, which AGS is a company that I would bet goes out of business. That is my bet. I do not see AGS beating Tag at this point, and Tag's going to displace them as the alternative to these other companies. Here's Duraludon. Oh yeah, look at that Duraludon. Hey, how's it going, Joji? What is the most expensive pack or cards or pack you have on the hand for opening? Thanks. Let's see. Joji, do I know you? Are you that other YouTuber? Hold on. Oh, I like a guy named Joe G Cards, but you're not him. You're just Joe G. I thought you were him. All right, let me jump back in here. Oops. All right, we're back in. The most expensive pack for opening. Well, I don't have like vintage booster packs available. You know what I mean? Like Team Rocket. You can't just buy that outright. We have breaks on those. And so if you want to talk about the most expensive pack available, it would be probably this Jungle Pack break that we're doing right now. Let me show you. So we got the pack break and the pack split. So this is probably the most expensive single pack for sale. But if you look on the menu, you can do things like buy whole, you know, ultra premium booster boxes. So it really depends. Are you looking to buy the single most expensive booster pack, or are you looking to just spend money on a single product? Because an ultra premium collection, that'll burn through your money fast. All right, Mr. I've old school blue, CGC Perfect Red, Poker Collectibles, my favorite character. Yeah, Electabuzz. Nice. Good to hear there's some Electabuzz fans out there. Yeah, I've got a CGC Perfect on an Absol Prime from the Heart Gold Soul Silver era that I bought. I can't remember for how much, like $600 or something. I can't remember. But I question all the time what that's worth now that CGC doesn't support that. They don't support any more perfect grades, and I think that was such a huge mistake for them. Here we go, Mr. Isai. Yeah, it's so weird. It almost feels like if they had not changed anything, they might be more popular. Because I still hate the 9.5s, but they got rid of the perfects, and you just can't do that. You cannot get rid of perfect grade. And again, I think it's a big mistake that PSA doesn't have it. That is one of PSA's biggest flaws. They have no perfect grade. All right, Mr. Isai, let's see. You've got a box above me, don't you? Is that what it? No, that's Caleb Ibarra has a box above me. Okay, so what do you have? I'm trying to remember. I know you've got some boxes. No, that's... Let's say TCC on them. Where did I last see you? Did you ship? I'm trying to remember. You might have shipped. Did you ship? No, no, no. I see them. I see them now. You've got 2 boxes over there. They look pretty full. So I tell you what, I'm gonna create this bag here for you. We're gonna put it in the typical iBox for now. The data shows BGS, even in this crazy boom, has yet to increase any on their monthly grading volume, while CGC, ACE, and TAG has increased insane amounts. Ace Grading, remind me which company that is. That's the British company, isn't it? We tried to crack an Ace slab by destroying it. It was so tough, man. It was a really strong slab. I was like, whoa, that's impressive. So it's nice to see they use a quality equipment on their slab, but then again, my grading philosophy when it comes to the slab strength is that's not the most important feature. Here we are. It is a nice feature, though. Let's see. Question is, which grading company has the highest resale value? I don't see a large market for anything besides PSA. British company by the top UK Pokemon YouTuber. Yeah, that's good for him. I'm happy to see his success. You know, I did that a little bit. We started Carddass grading, but I never had plans to focus on that as my business. Always my business was going to be here doing rip and ship. And so the Carddass grading is a side thing. It's almost like, think of it like craft brewing, right? It's like this, or homemade wine or something. So it's this very personalized thing. It's not a big operation. But he started a big operation in the UK, and he focused on that operation. And it's good to see him having some success potentially. I think if you're living in the UK, you shouldn't be giving all your money to PSA. I guess maybe I'm a nationalist kind of way of thinking. If you have a locally owned company, go use that. Keep the money that you earn in your country. When you grade with PSA, all that money travels back over here to the United States, which I guess is good for me. But, you know, it's not good for your fellow countrymen. So I said this, card grading is not that complicated. And as a result of that, every country should be working to create a better grading company so that PSA doesn't just become this octopus that soaks up money across the world, because that's what it'll do. But as an American, I'm supposed to support PSA and say, yeah, PSA, we're the best. That being said, I don't think that Ace Grading offers the most value. All right, next up we have $50 to Cody Hodges from Miss Janice. From Janice to Cody. Oops, Cody Hodges, $40. All right, very nice. That's so nice. I like Ace, but most of the cards I see eBay are sold from the UK. I ain't paying $40 shipping. Oh, sure. That's fine. I had somebody gift me an Ace grading slab, and I thought it was fine. Okay, let's see. You sent a $5,000 USD payment. Whew! That's a lot of money. I bought a $5,000 card today. Did I tell you guys that? Here's Thien. Is it Thien? Thien Ho. Ship items, please. You got it, Mr. Thien. Okay. So, Tahua, Thomas Hogue, Tahua, Thomas, and here's 3. I don't see a bag for you. Mr. Athena Ho, do you have a slab? Is that what it is? Maybe you only have a slab. He probably only has a slab. Let's go make that label. I thought you meant order. It says 6 what? We are. Oh, you thought I meant somebody sent me a $5,000 order. No. I spent $5,000 on one card. I bought a big card today. A card I'm always looking for. What? Let's try this again. There it goes. A card I'm always looking for. I bought it. I'll wait for it to arrive to assess if it's, good. There's always this, the way I bought it, there's always this risk that it's maybe not real or something. I don't know. I don't want to celebrate it till it's in my hands, essentially. So, but it's on the way. On Monday, it's going to go out. Okay, let's get into this shipping. So here's this. I bet he has slabs. That is my bet. let's go ahead and reset the shipping software since we are getting started for the night. Welcome, by the way, guys, to the late night Saturday nighttime stream. It's 3 a.m. in the morning in Missouri. 3 a.m. in the morning. Late. I started late tonight because I verify my identity. I just want to log in. What? Stamps is trying to have me verify my identity. Oh no, that's a super old phone number. Oh, okay, this will work. All right. Give me a minute here. All right, we'll grab this. So now they have a security system to verify that you're real. Okay. Remember this device for 30 days. I don't like that. Oh, and now it's logging me in. Ooh, I don't like that at all. I mean, I guess it's annoying, but, you know, security is security. You know, it's interesting that a lot of money flows through my... when you're a business, you always think in terms of security, and there is a surprisingly huge amount of money that flows through this shipping device. We are. All right. It's just so strange that they're asking me that. They've never asked me that in years. So you always have to wonder if there was some kind of security issue that occurred that made them want to ask the question. Like somebody trying to log in or something like that. All right. Now, I suspect he has slabs only because I did not see a bag. Oops. Turn off the number lock. All right. There we go. And we're going to set this to 29 or something like that. Turn this down a little bit. What? The ETA on this is 1 to 9 days? Wow, they've increased the turnaround time on the shipping. Wow. Used to be 1 to 7 days. So they're now saying it takes longer for this method of shipping to complete. That sucks, dude. No wonder. People have been asking, why is it taking so long? Dang, dude. Well, and the problem is their priority mail shipping is so expensive. You don't want to use that option. Don't be afraid of change, mister. Changes. Okay, Brandon says, English Azure Lane Volume 2 coming out in October. It is confirmed there are serialized cards. Weiss is getting desperate now, huh? No. They say, wait a second, we could do serialized. We could do serialized. All right. That's fun. In October, huh? That's a while from now. So that label is printed. Let me take care of this real fast, guys. So we got a couple of packs here. Okay. Pull that Card Saver 1 out. Here's a top loader for me to reuse. Okay. I would reuse this, but I don't like the tape on it. So that's gone. Here's this. Guess this is fine as it is. And we got these two as well. These are fresh first edition fossil packs. Okay, good. And that is also a Card Saver 1. Okay, they already had AGRs. What's an AGR? That another grading company? Too many grading companies. You know, I wonder if it's worth it to just fold this over and have it seal. Okay. Graded E Bath Girl. Water is the next big thing. There we are. Didn't she get in trouble for that? I feel like that was ages ago. Don't you guys feel like that was ages ago? The whole bathwater thing with Belle Delphine. You don't hear about her anymore, do you? Belle Delphine. She has come and gone. But not before making millions, I'm sure. You are? I never hear about her anymore. Okay. Oh, put this in here. Karis and I are in the middle of watching Batman and Robin. That's the next movie after Batman Forever with, what was his name? Yeah. Hunter Tipton. Past that. Who was the guy who played the Batman in Batman Forever? It was, something with an H. I can't remember. We are. Very nice. Anyways, the new guy is George Clooney, and he's in Batman and Robin, and he does not feel like Batman. He feels like George Clooney. Val Kilmer. Nothing with an H in it. Val Kilmer. There it is. Thank you. I'm so bad with the celebrity names. I never really learned them very well. Yes, Val Kilmer, and I can't remember the name of the Batman who was in the previous ones either. I thought that he felt like a genuine Batman. Something about the way he talked and carried himself. So I'm talking about the Batman from the 1989 Batman and the Batman Returns Batman. That guy he was a really good choice. There it is, for that role. And they got rid of him. Or he quit or something. But yeah, they got rid of Tim Burton's kind of dark undertones. And I learned that the reason Val Kilmer did not play Batman in Batman and Robin is because he had creative differences with the director Schumacher. He said he wanted Tim Burton's dark Batman style. He did not want goofy Batman. And that would ironically be why that movie didn't do very well with critics, is because it was way too goofy. I think it probably ended that whole series of Batmans. I don't know, because I haven't read too much about it. We're right now watching it. But yeah, I never watched Batman and Robin growing up because I always knew it was totally goofy and lame. Next up, we have an order. Jose Arredondo. He ordered this 3 hours ago. Holy cow. The extra money you sent me, mister. Sorry for the delay. Oh, he's so nice. How nice of him. I wish Nick Swartzen was the next Batman. Give him a minute here. Aha. All right. Nick Swartzen. Who the heck is that? I can't even say his name. It's Swartzen. Jose Arredondo. Good. Okay, get rid of this now. Thank you so much. Very kind. Anthony Zanardi. $150 to pay off my Umbreon slab and 5 packs of History of Z. Oh, yeah. Let's go get it. Okay, so you had Poker Umbreon. I'm going to mark this. Here it is. Let's go find it before we remove it. Uma Thurma as Poison Ivy. Oh my god, dude. That was very weird casting. Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Freeze. He's tolerable. He's okay. But that's because he's Arnold Schwarzenegger. That guy can do nothing wrong. He's such a fun actor. Michael Keaton. Yes, that was his name. Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton as Batman is the ultimate Batman. He just feels like Batman. He really does. I don't know what it is about him. He feels like he's smart. It is. He just has a look on his face like he would be a detective. Val Kilmer, he looked kind of like a pretty boy. He looked like a supermodel or something. And then George Clooney, he doesn't feel like Batman at all. George Clooney, he feels like, I don't know, like a guy from Ocean's 11 or something, or like he'd be drinking a margarita on the beach. I don't know. He doesn't feel like Batman at all, like not even slightly. So I don't get that feel from George Clooney. I'm like, what's George Clooney doing cosplaying Batman? Here it is, Anthony, all done. Haha. All yours. So Batman and Robin right away, the casting for Batman was a poor choice in George Clooney, in my opinion. But obviously the show itself wasn't going to succeed either way because it was absolutely terribly goofy and stupid. I don't know why they did that. History of Z. So History of Z, where did I keep that? I think I kept it over here. Oh, time for a new box of History of Z. Okay, I got to go find a fresh box. We need Asian Batman. Yeah, that'd be cool. Asian Batman. Okay, let me go find a box of History of Z, guys. I'll be right back. we're actually selling through this. We're gonna sell through History of Z. Look what I brought in. A little trick or treat. Tempted to work on one of those myself before Halloween is here. Get it done ahead of time. All right. White Jackie Chan is goals. But any high price packs, let me know. Had to tuck in my little guy. So could you help me explain, what do you mean here, Joe? Are you looking to buy an expensive booster pack? And when you say an expensive booster pack, you're just talking like modern stuff? Or do you mean to ask me if I have vintage? Here we are. All right. There we go. Okay, so for vintage booster packs, we do have them, but I don't price them up to be sold, you know, one by one. What we are hosting right now are these two right here, the pack break and the pack split. So I have vintage booster packs just for offering these breaks. One trick is when we're getting a new breakout, you can just buy it outright if you wish. But now that there's already people in it, pretty much all you could do at this point is finish it. I think there's 4 spots left in here. But yeah, so that's what I do with my vintage packs. I host these pack splits on them. Are you ready? I bought some stuff from you, various stuffs. Ooh. Let me think for a minute. We've got Pokemon Go ETBs on the menu. Pokemon Go ETBs. We've got, let me think for a second. We got a Celebrations UP. Is that still available? The Celebrations UPC? Let me just see real fast. Under English. Yeah, the Celebrations UPC is $9.65. We also have the Charizard UPC. Shining Legends SPC is no longer on the menu. Same with the red-blue Charizard box. I took both of those down, I guess. There's the English 151 and the Prismatic SPC. Pokemon Go, I mean, that's Sword and Shield. We are. You can also get into this, but this doesn't go off tonight. So we have, where's the box break? It's right here, the Ancient Origins box break. This is $200 a pack, Ancient Origins box break. It's actually kind of further along, so it's almost halfway done. There we go. I might host another XY era box break after that one, and then we'll be ready for like Fossil or something. Any Star Wars or Topps Chrome Pokemon? We do have some Star Wars under the Star Wars menu. Should have some Topps Chrome Star Wars. As for Topps Chrome Pokemon, I don't sell those types of booster packs. We do have very, very nice Topps The First Movie booster packs at $80 per pack. Oh yeah, I guess that's a vintage pack. Yeah, Topps The First Movie Pokemon cards, you will not be disappointed with those because they're in such good condition. Really good condition. In other words, they're not sticking at all. You might actually get a 10 on it. And so they've been selling that. Anytime I have that up on the menu, the good stuff, the high quality, non-sticky stuff, it just kind of sells through. It is. I think right now we're done with more than half the box on that. It's just a good box. Miss Diane returns and she's like, I'll buy all of it. And then other people will sometimes step in and buy some too. Yep. Here we are. No stick. Okay. Yes. Pokemon First Movie Topps. It's not Chrome though, but it has cards that don't exist in Chrome anyways, right? Like Chrome was only Top Series 1 and Top Series 2. That's all it was. But Pokemon Topps First Movie is a completely different set with different artworks and a surprisingly attractive Charizard card. But not just that, there are several Charizard cards in that set, which is one of the reasons why I like it so much. So I actually carry a lot of that as a result. All right. So that is for our good friend, Mr. Anthony Zanardi. Thanks, Anthony. Appreciate it. Here are your Dragon Ball Z cards. Nothing super incredible popped out, I believe. Just the normal ones. Is the Lugia Holo that's the most desirable or the very... So you're thinking of Pokemon Topps the Movie 2000. Those are really expensive. If I had those, I'd probably be selling them around $300 to $400 per pack. I do have them, but they're not for sale. Just kind of holding on to my Topps stuff. Although I have been tempted to sell off my entire Topps collection, every single card, and use that money to move. We are. I guess it's harder to give up some cards than others. Let's see. That's an expired bag. Andres Vargas. Anthony Zanardi. Let's get your fresh bag. He says, yes, there's 2 Pokemon movie top sets. Let me show you this one, though, so you recognize it. Looks like this. And I can tell there's not much left. Oh, yeah. This has just a few packs left. And why is that? Because it's just selling through really rapidly. People are buying all of this. So it's almost gone. I probably could raise the price to 90 and it'd still continue to sell. But I've been very nice. I kept it at 80. But I probably could raise that to 90 and it'd probably still sell. There you are. Just trying to get you guys some good stuff. I really like that set. There is a very fancy Charizard to pull out of that set. No one's pulled it so far. There you are. I have a booster box, but not that one. But guess a hobby box sealed. Bought it for $3.99 2 years back. You got a hobby box? A hobby box of what? Anthony Sonardi. 8.25. There it is. I'll take it. The more rectangle one. The more rectangle one. Oh, with like the box topper and all that. Some of them came with special items like box toppers. Let's see what's going on with Andres Vargas. He had a couple of these. And a couple of these. And one of these. I don't think he's coming back for that. All right. Now we know. Looks like he tried to open up some classic collection and struck out. Something happened. All right. Ta-da. Have any PSA 10 Diamond and Pearl Hollows you would sell? No, I rarely have anything like that. I can't even think of any Diamond and Pearl stuff. Anything I sold from that middle time period has now quadrupled in price, and I totally regret selling it in the past. And so, you know, with its performance recently, I don't think anyone's looking to sell that stuff. And everyone wants to buy it. Hey, you got any of that good stuff? Yeah, come over here, kids. I got some of the good stuff. Ooh, that Rocket Ball. Nice. Doduo, Pop 2, Carddass Quest sticker. Just like the Eevee we just did. Oops. That is Team Rocket's Tyranitar. He's nice. All right. Good. We have Angelo Rivas, 2 prismatics. Angelo Rivas, you got it, man. I thought we have an open box of this. Don't we have an open box? Oh, there it is. Ta-da! Don't see the Dragon Ball cards on the list. In the secret menu. He's right. It's in the secret menu. So if you scroll kind of toward the top of the menu in the description, there's a link to the secret menu. And that will take you to a whole nother menu of products. There we go. The open box you showed. Sounds good to me, man. Yeah, I like it. All right, let's see. Ready? Snipping this. Good. Tossing that. Mr. Angelo. Mr. Anderson. Ursaluna. Sylveon. Spritzy. Espeon Master Ball. Now we're talking. Wow, lucky day for Angelo. Look at that. Master Ball Espeon popping out. That's not bad at all. In the English version, that is probably expensive, like maybe $200 as a 10. I don't know. I have not looked it up. All I do know is that everything in this set's expensive because it's so hard to pull. Whew. Wow, nice card. That's a lucky little snipe, man. All right. You accept Solana for your cards. Yeah, 100%. We accept Solana. I love USDC, by the way. If you're a crypto guy, I love USDC because I use Coinbase as my crypto transaction platform. And when I receive USDC, there's no fees for some reason. All the other ones have fees. But there's no fees for USDC. So I like that one a lot. But I can accept pretty much any crypto that Coinbase accepts. And I'm pretty sure I've received a lot of Solana over time from our good friend, Mr. LaFlame. You are? Sent. TCG Player Price Guide says $22. For what? The Espeon? All right, that's Angelo. So, Angelo, he says, I need a new bag. Oh, that answers that question. Let's get that new bag. All right. It's because USDC is backed by dollars, which means that you're actually transacting in dollars, not necessarily crypto. Yeah, I don't know about all that. All I know is that there's no fee. And I like that. Okay. So we are going to say 8.25. Good. I see $223 for Master Ball Espeon PSA 10. Wow, how good am I? I bet that it was going to be 200, and it was. That's pretty sharp. Hard to do that. Okay, so I bought these back yesterday from Brett, and so we're going to reduce their prices because I did not buy them back at full price. So now Nidorina is 50 and Nido King is 70. And they're actually going to be put back in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's for the Nidorina. Raw Master Ball Espeon 22. There's a USD for the Solana network. Does it work the same as ETH? I don't know. A USD for the Solana network. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, you're asking the wrong guy. I know very little about crypto. I like crypto. Crypto's interesting. It's like people made their own currency. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? Here we are. How can I pay in XRP? To receive XRP from you, I believe I have to give you an XRP like address, and it will be like this long line of text. And so I can add that to the description anytime I want, and then I can receive XRP. Well, you got a bunch of XRP? There. Nidorina going up here. And then Nido King, he'll go in here as well. Why not? So we need 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 50. And then we need, 4 more for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 14. I got some. Yes. Here we go. All right. There we go. Let's go ahead and write this down. Here is number 34. Basically, for any crypto purchase, I just have to go look that number up and give it to you, or post it into the description. When I figure it out, I'll let you know. All right. Raw Master Ball Espeon is $22. That's so weird that it's so cheap as a raw card. All right, cool. Whew. Clicking on this, hit refresh. 2,000 away from 100,000 subs. I know, I'm so excited, Mr. Bowser. By the way, again, I am hosting a very large giveaway when we get to that. So there will be a fantastic, generous giveaway when we hit 100,000. We're currently at 98,044. And you guys can do your part. I'm doing my part. You can help out when you go and maybe share a link to the live stream, or just tell a friend who maybe likes Pokemon cards, hey, join our group. We have a nice group. We have a nice thing going. Come hang out. Try it out. Give it a try. Here's Charizard Japanese back red. Ooh. Okay, here is Charmeleon. And here is Psyduck. And here is Geodude. Lovely, man. That ought to go in the Poke Shuffle. That's a nice card. Let's see what's next. Click. I said click. There it goes. We have Joseph Joya. He says Poke Pack Vintage. Oh, Mr. Joseph Joya. That would be you. So watch this. We'll grab one of these. All right, Joseph, I hope you get a good pack. Yes, those are very popular. I'm actually tempted to, because I don't know if I want to open my last box and sell it, or if I just want to hold it. Ready? Ooh. Okay, break away. You've got clones! So this is a moment in the movie where Jesse and James witness the cloning. And there's a Lavaplume, and there's Jesse and James. Lovely. So you can see, by the way, there was zero stickiness at all. Look how clean the surface of the card is. And so you can bet pretty much all the cards you get out of these packs are going to be this clean, because they've all been this clean. No stickiness on the back at all. And that's a big deal, Mr. Joseph. It means every single one of those packs could be holding a potential 10 in there. You don't know. We have to grade them to see if it does get 10. But the fact that, like, look, the commons aren't sticking either. Look, 0 stickiness. You see that? 0 stickiness at all. Look at that Pikachu card. That's so nice. Here's the Dragonair. Yes, people covet these because of that unusually good low stickiness, which is very rare for Topps cards. There are the Battle of the Champions. All right. And so mine aren't sticky, but most are sticky. Talking to me? No, we have another Joseph in here right now. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So there you have it. Clones! Better than ever. I'm going to take one more. Yeah, not a bad deal on these. I mean, at $80, it seems like you've got 4 different chances for one of these to be a 10 and virtually pay off the pack. So it seems like it doesn't really make sense to sell them. I should probably just be opening them and grading them. All right, you ready? Let's see. Aha! Ooh. So you do like the Star Wars. Let me show you some Star Wars real fast. So Joseph, we do have another Star Wars set that you could consider. You're opening Pokemon Topps, but did you know we also carry these right here? Let me show you. So these are the Star Wars Topps Chrome from 2024. Very popular set. I actually sold a ton of these, although now it's kind of slowed down. It's kind of cooled off. But this is very popular. There's a lot of black and red in this set because a lot of bad guys in this set. And it just looks really nice. That's Topps Chrome. He says, no, I will pass. Okay. Just letting you know, because I think you had asked about the Star Wars. Someday we'll have new Star Wars up here, too. It just depends on what comes out eventually. All right. Mister, I need your Dark Explorers booster box. I'm sorry, I can't sell that one. I cannot sell that one. I'm gonna do a quick research on this Pokemon Top set. By the way, I want to see if it's changed much. Because I am almost sold out of those. Dark Explorers box, huh? The price is probably fine, I think. Let me see this real fast. Yeah, we'll probably leave it alone. Let me look at the cover of this one. Okay. And let me see the cover of this one. Yes, okay. I'm pretty much right on target on the price. So what I would say about the price we have on these packs is that it's not really a premium at this point for the fact that they're so quality. I don't know what this song is, but it's so trippy. Oops, no. Oh. God dang, dude, I hate it when the calculator doesn't work with me. Come here. Oh, it says I should have a target price of 88, actually. I'm actually under the price. Oh, that's crazy. Because when I originally priced this, I thought that I was charging a little too much. But I told myself, that's all right. Because, these are really good ones. So I was actually supposed to host the... Oh, I see. I got them at 85. Oh, I'm barely off. That's perfectly fine. All right. We'll just... I'm tempted, actually. I've sold so many of those. I'm tempted to open a couple for myself for, like, TikTok now. Because I'm ready to put out a submission. And I wouldn't mind having a card or two to send off to grade. But let me go ahead and check this out real fast. Mr. Joseph's taking another pack. Here you go, Joseph. All right. Whenever you're ready. Oh, yeah. Did you ever open that Arceus box I sold you, Mister? So with the Arceus box, my goal was to sell it and then use that money to buy like another fossil box. But I decided, you know, I didn't want to screw around too much with, you know, moving a ton of cash around. And so it was actually easier to just give up on the fossil box, the one that would replace the one that I was opening, right? So I decided to give up on replacing that fossil box. And I said, I'll just hold a box of Platinum Arceus. I kind of researched the cards in it, and I said, those are good enough. Ooh, what do we have here? Oh, Charizard. Oh, Ivysaur, very nice. All right. How's this looking? Very nice. Bradley, I want an Arceus box. I assume that the Arceus box is doing all right these days because virtually everything is. All Pokemon product went up in price over the last year. And so I was just doing a maintenance kind of thing. I was just trying to replace a vintage box because I was opening a vintage box. And again, my goal was to sell off the Arceus box as a break. But instead, I got kind of scared about replacing the fossil box. And I said, well, I'll just hold on to this platinum or the Arceus for the moment and just play it from here. Ooh, round 1 equals defeat. Are top singles coming back on the menu? No, those are not. Those will just be graded. That was another product. It was a randomly pulled single, and people were not really buying it. And so I just said, I don't care. Said, they're over there collecting dust, and it's probably for the best. And we'll just get those graded up. It won't be a problem. It is Mr. Joseph. Thank you, Joseph. Heracross EX 105 PSA 10 is the card I want the most, but can't find it anywhere. All right, let's place this here. All right, lovely round. All right, let's see. We're going to grab your bag. You're welcome, mister. What? Why am I welcome? Sent for Charmeleon, Fire Tag. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. By the way, Mr. Joseph, we have more of these South Park cards, too. South Park, very in the news at the moment. How's Pokemon Go ETB looking? Any takers? So we have a Pokemon Go ETB break with 4 spots to it. There it is. And there are 2 spots remaining. There's 2 people in it. Just a fun way to try for a box of the Pokemon Go for 40 bucks. And by the way, if you miss, you might just pick up the star spot anyways. So it's about a 50-50 chance to get something. All right. Cool. So what do we sold this. That's sold. I'll take this Geodude. Let's stuff him into the Poke Shuffle. Victini, I'm on strike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I looked it up. Victini doesn't have a grade yet. It is. What time is this? It's July 27. So we're getting closer. Number 74, Geo 9. Okay. I bought so many singles from you. The top singles, you know, it went there was just this time period where it went through like a quiet, no one was ordering any, and it was just sitting there on my shelf taking up precious room because I got such a limited amount of space around me. And I said, we gotta make some room, man. What's not doing anything? And I realized the top singles just sells here and there for like $5, and it's like, this doesn't need to be here. So with the top singles, we will probably just focus on grading them. I don't know. Maybe I'll bring them back someday. I'm not sure. It says its processing should go through for the Fire Charmeleon. All right, sounds good. No problem. We are going to hit refresh. What, Sunday? Time for a joint? What? Love the videos and the shorts. Oh, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. That's nice of you. Yeah, I need to get back to making more videos, huh? What kind of shorts do you guys like me to make right here from the table? You guys like certain kinds of shorts? Regarding business. I sent you a message in Discord regarding business. Business? Well, let's do some business. Okay, you're asking me if I'm looking for cases of Azure Lane. Yeah, I mean, I'll end up buying a couple cases. I don't really like the loose boxes because loose boxes will almost always lead to somebody, you know, plucking out the good, you know, signatures or whatever, and then liquidating the boxes. So when it comes to Weiss product, I very strictly buy cases, and more often than not, master cases. But the problem with the master cases, you can't always get a hold of them. But if I can get a hold of them, I always get the master case first. So that's the order. But I don't think I've almost ever bought any loose Weiss box. Can I see that Tyranitar? So the Tyranitar is not for sale directly. He's part of a gym break. He's a 1 in 2 odds for 35. So his real price right on here, right on the table right now, is 70. Kind of a high price, kind of a premium. But he hasn't sold so far. So that is a break on the Tyranitar. Happens all the time. YouTube hate. What? I love that music video. I like purple shorts. Cannabis helps with physical pain and ADD. Mister, can I see that Tyranitar? Cannabis made me gay, unfortunately. What? What if I told you it's from someone that doesn't search cases? No, I see what you're saying. That's okay. I think what you're suggesting is you have some loose boxes for sale, and the answer to loose boxes of Weiss Schwartz is a really sharp no. With Weiss product, we don't do that. With Weiss product, it's only fresh cases, guarantee. Guarantee fresh cases, guys. We don't mess with anything else. It's actually from a website. Well, it's all from a website. Everything I buy comes from some website, perhaps Instagram. I don't even want to trust other card shops. Like, let's say it's a card shop with a website. I don't care. Just cases. But that's because we're just going to be able to afford those cases. It's not a problem. Like, we don't have to get loose boxes. And loose boxes tend to be cheaper because no one wants them. All right, besides eBay, what's a good site to buy graded cards? I hear there's this YouTube channel ran by this guy called TheCardconomist, and he's got some pretty cool cards for sale. You should stop by. All right, speaking of which, let's give away Mr. LaFlame's a beautiful card over here. All right, for people who already ran his name. Let's see, 1 and 2. Come on, and 3. All right, so there we have it. That's going to be Rev Alex Vasquez. So, Alex Vasquez. Number 2, Janice. Who's gonna play some Elden Ring with me after work? After the stream. Oh, Waldbeer. Here you go, Waldbeer. Can't skip Waldbeer. Here you go. All right, so we got 3 people in right away. All right, cool. I'm gonna do a thing now. I'm gonna go ahead and reset all the entries. The keyword is LaFlame, L-A. So we're hitting reset entries. All right, cool. So the entries have been reset. Very nice. If I can get it on Game Pass, I'll play. Sorry, Andy man, there's no Game Pass. It's a $40 game, and you don't have to buy it. It's just Elden Ring. Ultimately, it's just another way to play Elden Ring. Troy's being mean, mister. Who? Wow, what? Sorry, 6 lol. He called you names? All right, what we got here? Here's Feraligator for 65. He's so nice. I like this Feraligator. You guys like Feraligator? How you guys feel about this card? So this is an illustration contest winner card, and it's a decent card to not ignore because in the past, illustration winners, those cards have gone on to become extremely valuable over time. So I know right now this card looks really cheap and maybe not that valuable or desirable, and it's from 2024, just a year ago. This is the best time to acquire it. This is when you want to acquire a card like this. You don't want to wait for the card to become $300 to try and buy it. So here it is, one of the illustration winners. Not blue marker, we want red marker. I'm hosting a gym break on this as well. Fresh gym break. I noticed we only had the one gym break rotating. Let's get 2 of them rotating. Feraligator. Okay, I have a lot of them sealed. I'm not trying to be mean on purpose. How many Black Bolt ETBs you got left? A surprisingly limited amount, but I'd be happy to sell them to you. Where are the ones I ordered? I ordered some a little while ago. I'm surprised they're not here. Okay, let's see. I'm in for alligator. Okay, so we have one person jumping in that for alligator. He's a cute little card. Hold on, let me take a look at this Black Bolt. We do have some left, and I don't think, to be honest, I don't think I've seen anything crazy pop out of there. All right, it says we've got a tracking number for this. Let's take a quick look. Oh, cool. It's in Camdenton right now. Perfect. So we'll probably get it on Monday. Yeah, go nuts, man. We're getting more on Monday. Do you like the price? Is the price decent? I hope it's decent. Here's the Mega Mew. I really don't make much money at all on those. Some stuff does make me money, though. Here we are. Here's Gengar. I think that's kind of how it is as a card shop. You have to accept at some point that you don't really make a lot of money on... You make money here and there on weird stuff, but on the primary, you know, thing that just released, you really don't make as much money. It's kind of a weird thing, isn't it? You make money over time when people stop buying that product, and then like a year or two later, it jumps in price. And they're like, now I'm making a profit. So it's weird. You hold on to a product, it gets more expensive over time. Mister, I sent a picture of my Diglett on Discord. What? No, you didn't. I don't believe you. Let's see. By the way, I need to get rid of this ad, dude. I left this ad here. Can we get rid of this ad? Let's grab this. Dude, who the hell runs ads on their stream? What kind of weirdo is this Carddass guy? Freaking awful, dude. All right. Oh my God, you try to pull up the freaking comment section and pulls up another ad. It's disgusting. I had a KFC pot pie today. Heavenly. Oh, man. I'd love to eat something like that, man. I did have some decent food today, too. I didn't eat too bad. I had some Chinese food. We have a Chinese buffet. But I was real tough about it. I had really strictly the chicken skewers and broccoli. And that's it. Chicken skewer, broccoli. I don't think that could be too bad, right? So I had that, and I had scrambled eggs at home. So that has been my food for today. I'm probably good for today. Let's see. I don't know specifically the calorie count on a food like that. But I mean, broccoli and chicken, it can't be that bad. Here's Jesus Aguilera. 2, History of Z. 3, Tears of the Planet. You got it, man. I had moose meat today. 2, History of Z. All right. There we go. I had soft shell blue crab the other day. I posted pictures and tagged you on Discord. Oh, those are very interesting. I've never eaten that. Soft shell. So with the soft shell, you just eat right through the shell, right? What's that in food? Let's see. We have a channel called Food in our Discord where people post their food. All right, let's just see real fast. Bread. Chicken Caesar flatbread. Macadamia nut cookie, by the way, was one of my favorite cookies of all time. I like the white chocolate, chocolate chips or whatever you want to call them, white chocolate chunks. Here's the problem with the macadamia nuts, though. I found out they're one of the densest food items in the world. Like, for some reason. Like, pecans and macadamia nuts rank higher than just about any other food in the entire world. So, my favorite cookie is no good for me, so I can't be eating that. I don't see soft shell crab. Somebody had tartar. Ugh. That's where you pay more money to eat beef in a worse way. Oh, is this it? What is this? No, that's not it. Nuts are super dense, unfortunately. I like pistachios and walnuts. Pistachios and walnuts. But I would just have like a handful and then I'll be done. I won't touch them after that. Yeah, I used to eat whatever I want when I was younger. Now I need to get back into shape like I was in my 20s. That's what I'm passionate about these days. I'm passionate about that. I want to get back to how I was when I was 20 years old. I want to be healthy. Sometimes your brain works on things in life like money. Sometimes your brain works on dating and relationships, family, whatever, right? My brain is really interested in health right now. I'm very interested in health. I feel like I got some nice Pokemon cards, and I have a house, and I have enough money to keep living, and that's probably not going to change tomorrow. Let's have like a house fire. I guess that'd be bad. Or a tornado. Ooh, Piccolo. So I've enough, and so I am not as worried about, you know, making $1 million or something. I gotta make $1 million. I'm worried more about just getting back into health, and I want to be skinny again, man. I used to be so skinny. Here it is. Zeed. Here's Black Belt Barrett. Here we are. I broke up with my boyfriend and never told him I moved on. What? Brandon says, Mister, I sent a message in Discord. Sorry for spamming. Pistachios have bugs in some of the shells. I buy the ones that have already been shelled. But they're always roasted, so either way, I probably wouldn't care. Let's see. Would I get a small credit if you find the price of the seal case to be appropriate? I think what you're trying to say is you would like a finder's fee for helping me supply the... you would like a finder's fee for helping me supply English Azure Lane 2. There we go. That's what it is, Azure Lane 2. I've had a lot of people offer to do that. It's like I'm sort of open-minded to that for sealed product, but what I would really like to pay a finder's fee for is your source. Yeah, so if you have an interesting source, that's what I want. I don't want this sort of relationship where every time I need product, I got to come to you, and then you got to go to another guy. So if you hook me up with the supplier, I'll get you a finder fee for the supplier. And so I've had that conversation with a couple guys before. All right, Jesus Aguilera. Nothing crazy popping up there. There we go. Yeah, I do finder's fees if you help me with a decent source that I would not have found on my own. Or that I just didn't know about. Putting this in here. I just want to lose my stomach. I have a stomach that pops out. I hate it. Sure. You are. All right. Today, while I was working on my card grading, I was working on the card submission for BGS. I was just watching various videos that popped up, and an Asmongold video popped up where he was reviewing another video where they were talking about content creators who passed away from being too out of shape, too heavy, right? And these were kind of like body positive people who were saying, hey, you know, you can be healthy at any weight. You know, it was kind of maybe a little delulu, right? Because the doctors always tell you lose some weight. The doctors don't want you to be too fat. And there's a body positive movement that says, no, it's okay to be really fat. But it was a really interesting video because it was going from content creator to content creator, each one that was body positive, and they're all dead now. They died at like a really young age. They all died of heart disease, you know, sudden heart attack or something. And it was a really shocking video to watch. And it once again kind of inspires you to say, there's no reason, there's nothing interesting about being out of shape. There's nothing interesting about it. People don't find you sexy for it. It doesn't benefit you in a healthy way. So I myself am kind of working once again on getting healthy. I want to be healthy. Jim Break for Alligator says, Andrew, I think you sent too much. Here you go, Andrew. So I'm focused on that right now. And the goal isn't to like starve myself or never eat another delicious thing ever again. I just have a rule that I'm allowed to eat a certain amount of food, and then I have to stop after that, and that's it. So, you know, if I want to eat a cookie, I could eat a cookie, but that means I'm not allowed to eat anymore after 1,800 calories. I'm doing 1,800 calories. And so if I eat a cookie, I'm going to be hungry at night. So I just got to make a choice if that's what I want to do that day. And it's much better to eat food that's like very filling. So, you know, that'd be like some sort of chicken breast meal with like maybe some rice, which is a nice carbohydrate, or potatoes, which is also pretty nice. And then there should be like a vegetable or a bean, and that's it, you know. So it's a very boring way of eating. But if you do eat nothing but those kind of foods, you end up very full. So you don't feel like you're missing out on anything. So that is what I'm focused on, and it is working. I'm actually down some weight. Just paying attention to that stuff, just working on it, being kind of aware of it and working on it, it helps a lot. When I gain weight, it's because I'm just eating whatever I feel like eating in the moment, and then I'm just enjoying myself, you know, like dopamine, and then I'm not weighing myself, I'm not thinking about it, I'm completely oblivious to it, I'm not worried about it, and then, yeah, you put on a weight, maybe like a pound a month or something. Well, that's 12 pounds in 1 year. Now you're 12 pounds heavier. So if you gain just 1 pound a month, and you do that for 3 years, you're 36 pounds heavier. So you can go from like 230 pounds to 266 pounds in a few years, and all of a sudden you're looking like a fat ass, and that's where I'm at. I need to lose some of that weight. Let's see. I got COVID like 6 times. What? I lost 100 pounds in 3 months eating once a day. There's this saying that I found really helpful, and the saying goes, go to bed hungry, wake up skinny. And I found that that's really helpful for me because I have this problem where I eat until I'm full. And I've learned from a lot of practice that when I eat the correct number of calories, I end up hungry at the end of the night. And so if I'm not hungry, I know I've overeaten. If I am hungry at the end of the night, I know I'm on track. So my gut will tell me, oh, okay, you've eaten too much. Or my gut, if I'm hungry, I'll go, okay, I probably ate the correct amount today. All right, here's Joseph G. He says, wait a second, we already did that one. Oh, yeah, that was 24 minutes ago. Okay, hold on. Sorry, let me hit refresh. Mister, talking about weight while I order McDonald's. So, Carlos, here's a way to enjoy the McDonald's. Get the Big Macs with like cheese on them, and then just remove the buns. And just eat the patties like you're having a Salisbury steak. And so just have the meat, and then add like a simple vegetable to it, like carrot sticks or something, so that you've got like a fiber and a vegetable. All right, Beatrice. Aloha, mister. Can I please get a spot in the For Alligator Gym Break? All right, Beatrice got the other spot, guys. It is Beatrice. Here goes. And don't buy dessert, because the dessert is what will destroy you, man. The dessert is it's the bane of health. Dessert is like, it's almost like evil, how bad it is. Dessert's really bad. You know, if you could say that McDonald's hamburgers are not really that good for you, okay. But the McDonald's dessert, it's like actual poison. It's so bad for you. But we just allow it. So I would classify dessert as similar to smoking and alcohol. It's real close. I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of people that would deny it's the same thing. It's really bad. Dessert's it's the real culprit. If you start by just removing dessert from your, just these big nasty piles of oil and sugar from your diet, you will just immediately improve. Yeah, dessert does it, man. Count calories, you'll see it. It'll be like $500 for the or 500 calories for the hamburger, and then it'll be 700 calories for the little cup of ice cream. And you're like, oh man, that's what's screwing me over, is the little cup of ice cream. Ready? All right, D2. Can I provide the website to you? Yeah, you can provide the website. I don't mind. I used the center bun to make a chicken tender sandwich. Lunch is not needed. Breakfast and supper is all you need. Yeah, I actually do something similar to that. I do 2 meals a day. I was never a breakfast eater, so I never liked eating breakfast. I always liked lunch and dinner. I don't like eating when I first wake up. So I'll wake up and I'll just do whatever I do for a while, and I'm fine for a while. I have like a drink. And then I'll eat lunch with Karis, and then I'll have probably kind of a lighter lunch. And then I'll have a real heavy dinner, probably around 8 p.m. But that's pretty early for me because I stay up till about 6, 7 a.m. in the morning. So, I've stopped eating at 8 p.m. And so I'm pretty hungry by the time it's time for me to go to bed. And then I go to bed, and that does it. If I do that, I lose weight that day. But yeah, it's just the calorie counting. It really works. It really does. Calorie counting is super effective. All right, Andrew's taking Meloetta, which is a 200 HP Pokemon. Beatrice, you should be scared. Here's Articuno getting smashed up by Meloetta. Round 2. Togekiss. Togekiss can be beaten. Let's see what we got next. It's not a bad one either. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's going to go right over to Andrew Martin this time, Beatrice. He takes both rounds pretty easily. All right. I got Victini on the mind. I can eat Victini barbecue with them. The little cup of ice cream's the best part. Well, yes, your brain gives you dopamine for food, and sugar dessert is the strongest dopamine, product, right? You're going to get a big boost if you eat Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, maybe Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, M&Ms. They're all real good. It's good stuff. I'm kind of a fat guy. I get it. I totally get it. Chocolate cake. Why not? But that's what's screwing you over. You can eat so many hamburger patties. Remember what I said? Remove the bun. If you just take the meat, the hamburger patty, and you just eat hamburger patties with the nice vegetable, you're fine. You can just eat so much of that. The moment you add that ice cream in, now you're screwed. You've eaten way too much. And it's kind of sad, but that's the nature of it. All right. I was trying to do ice cream. So I thought ice cream maybe would be a decent dessert because the per gram calorie on ice cream can actually be pretty decent if you get the right one, like vanilla, no toppings. And that's because it's really just milk and sugar. Whereas the worst desserts include maybe like oil, nuts, and chocolate. So that'll make it much higher, the calorie density. But no, even ice cream's no good. You can't be eating ice cream. If you really want to do if you really want to do a calorie deficit, you just need to remove all dessert. And then you need to avoid going out to eat altogether because they always use a lot of oil in their out to eat food. Ooh, there it is. Red meat in excess is bad, I hear, causes cancer. Yeah, they all say that, and then there'll be like some sort of health guru or workout fitness guru, like Liver King, right? And he'll come out and say, you got to eat beef. So, I don't know. Mr. Mahasvara, 2 black bolts. I'm going to trust the doctors. I'm just going to assume the doctors are right. All right, I had a steak for dinner the other night, though. It was really good. All right, so there's a total of 6 ETBs remaining. You're opening up 2 of them, so there'll be 4 after that, okay? All right. Whew. There we go. You can lose a lot of weight if you start doing meth. You guys always have the best ideas. Here we are. We'll pass on that. There you go. You said you found a Hidden Legends box, right? Did I? Did I? I think I did. I think I did. I don't know. You're making me question it. I don't know. You want to test it out? Yes, you place an order, I'll go looking. All right. I'm 36 years old, and I've gotten out of shape over the years. Sorry. I think it's very common, actually, for Pokemon card collectors to get out of shape. Would you guys agree with that? I've been to Collecticons. I've been to multiple card shops, lots of card shops. There we go. I feel that Pokemon card collectors are, on average, maybe a little chunkier, right? Just the truth, I think. Maybe a survey would tell us the truth. And it kind of makes sense. Collecting is... No way, no nerd was ever out of shape. Yeah, exactly, right? So, I think that you play video games, probably watch a lot of shows, anime, Marvel, whatever. And then playing cards or collecting cards is a sitting down hobby. It's not a standing up and running hobby. So, it's very easy to get out of shape if you're doing a lot of collecting and a lot of gaming. And so I recommend, get an exercise routine and start counting those calories so that you know if you're overeating or not. And do it early because the fatter you get, the more you have to lose. So if you're already not too fat yet, take advantage of that and just stay where you're at. Don't continue to gain, at least. There we are. Oops. All right. I jogged 8 miles in DC tonight. That was fun. I have a little workout routine with some weights, and I do like 20 squats. And then if we can go walking, we go walking. But we don't always get a chance to do that. Like today, it rained, actually. We are? All right. We makes you stand up and move. I ordered 30-piece Chick-fil-A with every sauce. Oh, we have a Chick-fil-A opening up in Lake of the Ozarks. Ah, shocking. I always say this place is underdeveloped. And, it's weird. It is underdeveloped, but boy, it is so crowded at all the restaurants. You go to the restaurants, and it's packed beyond belief. Like, this new pizzeria opened called Papo's, and it's so full, like, they have to spill the cars into the parking lots of all these other places, like a hearing aids store. the cars just fill up that parking lot now because they're trying to get into Papo's. And they just opened up another coffee shop. It's like the second coffee shop they've opened on the same road. And now there's an announcement. They're building a Chick-fil-A. And I'm going, oh, Chick-fil-A is coming finally. So that's pretty good news. They're actually building stuff out here. I was kind of hoping they would have done that like 2 years ago almost. But yeah, I guess it's better late than never. Shocking news. Mr. bought a Chick-fil-A franchise. Yeah, that's something I don't understand why, you know, there's so much opportunity out here in Lake of the Ozarks. I swear to God there is. I saw a Japanese steakhouse food truck opened up in a parking lot, and they have a huge line every single day, because there's no Japanese food house or food restaurant out here. And then an Indian restaurant opened, so that was another development. An Irish, Scottish food restaurant, it was like a pub, opened up, maybe it was last year. Now we're getting this Chick-fil-A. Next to the McDonald's was a shut down fast food restaurant with like all these gates around it. The gates are all removed. So something's about to happen right there. We don't know what it is. That's right next to us. So they're building this stuff out here, man. There was this gas station too. It was this little gas station right by the highway, and they shut it down because they're rebuilding it. And now they're really close to finishing. It's huge now. So they rebuilt that gas station to be gigantic. And all I could say, I look at Karis, I say, well, they're investing because it's expanding. And we know it's expanding because when we get on the highway, there's one major highway. It's like the artery that runs all the way through Lake of the Ozarks. One highway that connects Camdenton and Osage. And every time we get on it now, it's so crowded. There's so many people on it all the time. It has definitely changed over the last couple of years. Definitely, there has to be a continuous increase in the population for this to happen. And they haven't done a count on the population, so nobody currently knows how many people are really living out here, but it's got to have changed. It feels different out here. Drink water and take scoops of green. Don't eat juice. Mister, why don't you buy a Cane's franchise? I love waking up in the morning eating granola, then going for a walk. It is. Here's Professor's Research Minchino. Ooh, and a Haxorus. Nice. But anyway, so that's nice. We're getting a Chick-fil-A, and they're still working on that amusement park. There were like some major delays to it, so now it's slated to open its first thing in 2026. That's sad. I wish they were doing something. They were supposed to be done with it this year, and so that's sad, but I don't know. I guess that's just how it works. Oh, and the neighborhood I live in, as you get closer to the end of the neighborhood near the highway, there's this huge chunk of land that they've just flattened, like in the blink of an eye. They just flattened it. They're about to build something in my neighborhood. I don't know what it is, but they've decided there's got to be more stuff. And I suspect they're going to put in condos. That's my suspicion. But this neighborhood I live in, it's a golfing neighborhood. It has a giant golfing course in the neighborhood. And I guess I'm allowed to use it. I never do. But yeah, I guess I could use it if I wanted. Here's N's plan. Ooh. There we go. City comes and just bends you over their knee and raise your taxes every year. That Chick-fil-A will be up in 2 months. Yeah, Chick-fil-A announced that they're opening up a place here in Lake of the Ozarks. They are. Chick-fil-A had previously sent food trucks over to Lake of the Ozarks. We're all wondering where it's going to be. There's three major parts to Lake of the Ozarks. Osage side, Camdenton side, that's where I am, and then Laurie side, which is in the west. Laurie side is the least developed. So, you're really in the sticks if you're on Laurie side. The whole place is in the sticks, but the Laurie side is really in the sticks. Like, you don't even have a Walmart for like 35 minutes. Ready? So you pull Zekrom. How about Bahiyam? Yay! Come on! Where's the good ones? Oh. Woo! Crocodile. I like Crocodile, actually. I like him. He doesn't look too bad. I don't think he's ever going to be worth $1 million, but he's not bad. Crocodile. Here's Victini. Mr. loves Chick-fil-A. This is big news. Yeah, I always complained that there were no good fast food restaurants out here in Lake of the Ozarks. I always complained about that. And that's changing. We're going to have a Chick-fil-A now. But they're probably going to put it in the wealthiest side, which is Osage side. We're in the Camdenton side. So I don't think it'll be near us. We're actually right on the tip of Lake of the Ozarks in the south. Did you know that? So where we parked our butts, we have the shortest possible drive to the city of Springfield. So when Karis and I are bored in the winter, we might take a little drive to Springfield. They've got a nice mall. They got They got a little zoo. Cupchu Chinchino. It's kind of a cool place, actually. If you didn't know this, Springfield, Missouri is the capital headquarters for Pro Bass Shop. Bass Pro Shop. There we go. Pro Bass Shop, Bass Pro Shop. Yeah, it was founded in Springfield, Bass Pro Shop. And you can go to the headquarters, and it's massive. It's like this mega log cabin style. It's like the size of the mall, actually. It's that big. And it's got these gigantic free museums in it for like guns, bows and arrows, and fishing, and even NASCAR. And then they have attached to it a really large aquarium. It costs $100 to get in, and it's super cool. We've been twice because it's so neat. But they got this really big aquarium you can go to, and it's a nice time. It's a nice thing to do. But then once you've done it twice, you're not really a strong reason to do it a third time. So I sent 22 extra. Yes, sir, you sent me 55. And you only needed 33. All right, so 2 Thunderuses, lots of hollows, Haxoruses, Chinchino, Victinis, Kling Clang, Victini, Crocodile. Honestly, these are not too bad in terms of the ARs this time. There's some crappy ARs. Look, these are all final evolutions, so that's not bad. And then there's an Ends Plan and a Minchino, which can go with your Chinchino, but no monochromes. Dang, dude. My city is surrounded by forest, and fires are all around us. I live next to an amphitheater, can chill in the pool out back and hear the music pretty clear. Oh, that's pretty neat. Yeah, we actually, Camdenton, in Lake of the Ozarks, Camdenton has a major amphitheater. I never really mentioned that. Last year, if you guys recall, I went and I watched Tom Segura do stand-up. So Tom Segura was in Lake of the Ozarks, and he made fun of us so much. He was like, you guys are in the middle of nowhere, huh? All right. Yeah, he was trashing it. But there were a couple comedians. I didn't expect that. There were a couple of them. And it was pretty fun. There were some popular TikTok comedians I recognized came out on stage before Tom Segura. And so that was kind of fun. Karis was dying, though. She was wearing a swimsuit under her outfit. And it was like a sweltering 100 degrees out. So Karis was like, she was going to faint. She actually had to go to the bathroom to strip out of the swimsuit because she thought she was going to faint from overheating. We are. 30-piece nuggets and mac and cheese is the best Chick-fil-A order. Segura sounds Japanese. Tom Segura, no, I believe it's Spanish, right? Yeah, he's pretty fun. His stand-up is pretty rough. When you, what I watched, he doesn't, you're not just watching the viral clips on the internet. You get the full stand-up. You get the whole thing. And so when you watch the full stand-up, it's full of duds. So he tells a lot of jokes that are not funny. And, the audience might laugh or clap awkwardly, but it's very long in the tooth. You listen to it for a while, and it just goes on and on and on and on. And you could tell he was testing the jokes out on us to see what hits and what doesn't. So it was very interesting because I'd never been to a live stand-up. I've listened to a lot of stand-up, but I've never been to a live one. And it's very different from a Netflix special where it's very curated. They've got all the good jokes already tested out. But you could tell it was sort of like a craft that he works, and he works on it live. So we were more like guinea pigs for his bad jokes. And he even had a thing where he would push, it was sitting on a chair, and he would push some buttons on it if the joke was good. It is. So I thought that was really fascinating. Why don't you become a stand-up comedian? Here's my biggest joke. I buy and sell Pokemon cards. All right, no, I don't want to do that. Stand-up comedy, it's a real art. It's probably really difficult. You got to develop a style. You got to have a voice, and you got to be super sharp, and you got to enjoy writing. I probably would enjoy some aspects of it, but no, I'm happy doing what I do here. I think this is quite good. Specials are polished. He uses the crowd to work out. Yeah, exactly. That's what you... so if you ever go to a Tom Segura stand-up comedy, you might be the guinea pig crowd, and he's going to test all of his jokes out on you. He did a Hitler joke. He did a lot of nasty jokes. He did a lot of sexual nasty jokes, a lot more nasty than the ones that were on the internet. It was really graphic. And it was funny, but there's a point where you're okay, it's too much of that, you need to break it up with something a little more wholesome or something. Because if it's only really graphic sex jokes, your brain just kind of gets just it's too much sex. Gilberto, you ready? All right. Tom should administer any place an order through chat. Andy says, Run fruit for Pokey Shuffles. Okay. So it looks like you would get 4 of them. Did anyone else order these? Let me make sure you're not cutting anyone out of theirs. I don't think so. So I should be able to get those for you. You ready? All right. My neighborhood is close. All the kids grew up together. They got kids now, but come back to the neighborhood still. That's cool. Credit, the 2 is for you. Ooh. Andrew, you shouldn't have. Oh, my. For me? I won't spend it all in one place. Don't worry. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 4. Okay. Thoughts on Shane Gillis and the ESPY Awards? Yeah, he made some jokes. Maybe a few of them were a little uncouth. He had the one joke about the coach dating the younger girl. He's like, he's 75, she's 24, and he had kind of like a, what? I thought we were America. And that was funny at first, but then he makes this joke that I thought landed kind of awkwardly, where he says, maybe if you won 3 Super Bowls, you wouldn't be sitting next to a big, ugly dog wife or something like that, or old, ugly dog wife. And it was like supposed to be funny, but it was, I don't know, it was like, that's the thing about comedy, is like you have to have just the right taste. It's like cooking or something. You can put too much salt in, or not enough salt, right, when you're cooking. Well, I think comedy's like that. And I felt like that joke didn't land very well, because it was just maybe too offensive. And I feel like people are always saying, oh, no, a comedy can never be too offensive. But I was like, man, it's just, there's a point where it's not witty enough. It's too much in the shock and not enough in the witty category. Ta-da. Never was a fan of him, but he made me laugh hard. We went camping together for 20 years straight, over 50 people, all driving in a convoy to the lake. I'm reminiscing. I had an amazing childhood. I laughed hard at the WNBA joke. Yeah, he did the joke where he said, here's the girl from the WNBA. And he said, actually, that was my friend's wife. And he's like, I know you guys don't watch the WNBA. Let's see. The WNBA is definitely a punching bag. Let's see. Guess they get beat up a lot, man. Okay. Let me go ahead and take a picture of that. Comedy can be too offensive. Just being offensive for the sake of being offensive, isn't that funny? Yeah, exactly. The trick is to be offensive, but to a point where the person who hears the joke discovers that they find it funny. But if it just stays offensive, then it doesn't work. You go, actually, I don't like that. So it's a tricky thing, isn't it? I'm going to take a picture of this. Okay, so people know these are available. Good. Watch the WNBA to sleep. Set that there. Taking these down. These have rotated enough. That was Joe Biden's first White House press secretary, or whatever you call it, that he made the WNBA joke about. I'm pretty sure, right? No, that wasn't her. That wasn't her. All right, because she would have been really recognizable. The waifu break, notably, nobody has jumped into the waifu break, even though it's very moderately priced. Yep, it's a 1 in 5 HoloLive signature. See, when I get that feedback, I go, ooh, maybe don't buy so much HoloLive, because we might not have the audience to justify it. All right, let's see. What do we got? Jonathan Bagunas, he says, illustration gym break. Now, that actually, oh, no, we got to open this. Hold on, I'm sorry. Wait a second. Gilberto, they almost cheated me out of your opening. Here it is, Gilberto. Gilberto's turn, guys. Pull me a manga real quick. Oh, yeah. Let's get that manga. All right. Mister, you watch the WNBA. Do I? It is. Is that what I do with all my time? Tempting. Aki is cute. Set that over there. Let's start sneeping. The WNBA. There we are. Snip of this. You want to know what I watch? I watch videos on gold and silver. Did you know that silver is about to hit $40 an ounce? Silver's gone up. How could it not go up? Everything's going up, man. Everything's going up. All right. Karen Jean-Pierre, really? Oh, I didn't know that. That's so interesting. All right. Set that there. So these are $55 a box. I did not know that. A little detail I didn't know. Tossing this. Ready? Hat person. Some hollows. Gilberto. I don't think you are going to give up your hollows, so let's not sort these too hard. Here's some more hollows. I started with gold, silver, and landed on microcap meme coins. Oh, no. You realize that the small amount that the gold and silver go up per year is not enough. It's got to be more. All right. Good. Here's... Aha! Hatman. Ooh. Lovely. Sold a coin for 500. Now that 500 would be 76,000. What? There goes. Just sent for the last 4 Black Bolt ETBs. All right, guys, you hear that? Black Bolt ETBs are sold out. There it is. And that could mean that we have a price change on them. All right. Oh. Boink. Just sent. Sent. All right, lovely. Gilberto pulling one big mango. That was also part of his joke he said on his podcast, was to prove not only did nobody know WNBA players, but then people that seen the camera on her didn't realize who she actually was. Wow, that's really interesting. There you are. I guess she looks a lot different when she's not in front of that, microphone. She looks very different. She doesn't look angry. She was so heckled all the time, She was always fighting some, well, did Biden do this? Did Biden do that? Tell me about Biden. It's a tough job being the press secretary because I feel like they get grilled really hard. And they're not the actual politician, They're just the press secretary. All right. A good press secretary is an impressive thing if you think about it. Because you got somebody on your team who's batting 1,000 for you all the time just because they're loyal to the idea of the party. They're loyal to the team, So you got to be somebody you trust. Gilberto. Did you need a new bag, Gilberto? Tell me a little bit about yourself, Gilberto. Box time? Box time, isn't it? Yep, there it is. Okay. Let's go get that box. I'm waiting for my card to come back from BGS. Oh, okay. There we go. Good. All right. Do we still have a lot of OPPRB2 left? Oh, yeah. There's a lot of it. Trust me. Tons of it. Okay. Multiple cases. Okay. All right. And we'll put this back up here. Now, we are back on Jonathan Bagunas. He gets a $33 store credit. Is worth buying vintage cars in good shape from grading services that are unknown. It's risky. There's a certain amount of risk involved for sure. If they're unknown. This. Very nice. Tossing this up here. Pop these up here. Ooh, that Blue Eyes White Dragon. All right. Nice, man. Plug this back in. Okay, that's completed. We're going to jump over here now and see that Mr. Mahasvara says he wants 4 ETBs. Well, let's start with these 2 here, and then we'll get 2 more right after. Wow. Big orders from Mr. Maheshwar tonight, guys. It is. I think that's the largest single order. Good. Ah. Ooh. Awesome that. Good. I gotta clean up all those energy cards and deck sleeves. So that's box number 1. Box number 2. All right. Ooh, so much trash, dude. Way too much trash. Even this, like they said, let's put the card dividers in here. It's like, bro. But I don't know. Maybe it keeps the promo more protected. Time to get a 4th regular superior. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Superior time. Okay. So, after this point, the price of Pokemon Black is probably going up slightly because we cannot keep it in stock and we're not selling any Pokemon White at all. And I bet if I go to restock the Pokemon Black, the price is higher. That is my suspicion. Because your guys' orders often reflect the larger orders in the hobby. But we'll do research on that because we'll want to research a restock on these. Because I'm sold out of Pokemon Black now. You went through a lot of it. Everyone went through a lot of it. How many cases did we go through? Like 4 maybe? Like 4 cases. No Victini and no Zekrom popped out, by the way. Think about that for a second. Let that sink in. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, I was talking earlier about that video I was watching about the content creators who were like morbidly obese and they passed away. That was really interesting. If you guys haven't watched that, here it is. That's pretty interesting. Whoa, Volcarona. Very nice. It kind of makes me think anytime society comes up with maybe like a idea that doesn't work, it doesn't really, you don't need to have too many political, social discussions about it, too many debates, let's say. Oh, that's nice. Look at that Zekrom. He looks so good. So, no, you get normal Zekrom. Because eventually the problem, I think, straightens itself out. There's going to be like outcomes, realities and outcomes that occur, you know. Here's Genesect. So every time a society has a good or a bad idea, you're going to find out more about it over time. Here's Pidove and Snivy. Wow. That's a great card. This is already a way better ETB than some of the other ones you've opened. This one card. Oh, finally, a non-superior. Look at that. Wow. Great card there. Snivy's going to be... That's got to be a decent card in the future, don't you think? Timber, Volcarona. Here's Tundurus, Haxorus. You got a lot of those Haxoruses. I'm just going to leave them in the hollows at this point. Let's see. Landorus, Landobutter. Drillbur. All right. Come on, baby. Come on, mama. Come on, daddy. All right. Placing this up here. What's this? Scalipede, Excadrill. Ooh, if I'm yawning, it's got to be 4, right? Let's see. 417. Wow, the yawn is on time every time. We always yawn by 4. Here's Professor Research. Tim Pole, almost like your body has a clock. There we go. Tim Pole, not so impressive. Darumaka. Clink. Any starter will do decent. Come on, baby. Come on! You just have to believe. There we go. In nomine patre. I'm going to start doing Latin prayers on these packs. Here's Darmani Tan. I'm going to start chanting in tongues. And no! Mr. Very consistent. All right. Well, I liked the first ETB where you pulled Snivy. The second ETB, not so much. Okay, let's take a quick look at that, Mr. Mahasvara. Timpole, Excadrill, Snivy. Give me a break, dude. Oh, man. Zekrom, Haxorus. Now, we need 2 more ETBs. 2 more, everybody. Let me go get them. Ugh. NBA never broke again, never going broke again. What? All right. Box number 3. Easiest Victini monochrome and Zekrom monochrome pull of your life right here. You're getting both of them in these 2 ETBs. Tossing that. Okay. Good. And this one right here. So now that we are sold out of these, we're waiting for more to arrive on Monday. All right. Tossing that. Putting this here. Okay. Whew. Ready? Here goes. So what do you think is a better investment than Pokemon card in this world, guys? What do you think will beat Pokemon card collecting? It is. What would you bet your money on? I think Pokemon card collecting is going to the moon, man. I honestly think it is. Ethereum from 1,600 to 3,800 in just 2 months. Nice. Ethereum crypto. Yeah, I like crypto. You know why I think that collectibles do really well, Mr. Justin? So Ethereum, crypto, all those are really interesting because they're like this new money kind of thing that has different applications, less regulations, interest, loans. You know, you can do stuff with it. It's digital. You can trade. It's like money. It's very similar to money. You can use it to buy stuff or move value around, right? So I look at it kind of like the way I look at the dollar almost, except the dollar's got the government, and the government's like, you better use our dollar. That is until the government buys a whole bunch of crypto and says, we like crypto now. we don't know if that'll happen, but it very well could. So I look at crypto like it's money, which is maybe a little bit accurate, right? And then I look at gold and I look at silver, and I see them, and what I see is a raw material. So they're like a raw material. The banks like to sit on gold. All right, we got all this so far. You ready? You ready for this? Let's do it. I think I kind of want to have the hollows on the other side, though. Do I? Let's give it a try. All right. I look at gold and silver like a raw material. And the gold the banks sit on gold because they say, look, we got this raw material, and that's what we're backing our money with. So it's like a raw material. You have to get it out of the ground. It takes a lot of effort to mine it. It takes a lot of effort to, refine it. And there's not a lot of it left. It's hard to find. Maybe there's a lot of it left. Oh, Golett. You get a Master Ball. Pokemon cards are not like any of those other things. And I always kind of intuitively understood that. But you know what Pokemon cards are? Pokemon cards are the things that you buy with your money. So if you get rich from gold, if you get rich from crypto, if you get rich from dollars, maybe invested in businesses, now you're a rich guy. You got like $1 million, right? 2 million, 3, whatever. What are you going to buy with that money? That's the question. What do you buy with your money? And that's why I find collectibles so interesting. Collectibles are the things you buy when you get rich. So if there's guys out there and they're getting rich with crypto, or they're getting rich in the stock market, or they're getting rich with the real estate, or they're getting rich owning a business, or whatever, it's not Simisage. No! Oh, man, I hate these monkeys, dude. I can't get away from these stupid monkeys. Oh, my God. These got to be some of the worst characters I've ever seen designed by Pokemon. These might as well be like Blue's Clues, VeggieTales. These look like any stupid character from any stupid kid show. This is not a Pokemon. There's no way. That's a Pal World Mon. That's a Pal World character. I like Semiseer. Oof. If I had to put my money in something else, I'd buy precious metal. Raw materials in general. Here we are. All right. Yeah, but Pokemon beat raw materials. We are. Most of them anyways, I imagine. Pokemon beats gold and silver hand over fist. You buy... Gold and silver haven't done bad either, by the way. They have not done bad. But they haven't done as good as Pokemon. Pokemon's done much better. And so you would have made a mistake if you had bought a bunch of gold and a bunch of silver. That's what the crypto guys would have said too. They say you should have bought Bitcoin. You should have bought Bitcoin. But so I realize, Pokemon doesn't compete directly with gold. Pokemon doesn't compete directly with crypto. But Pokemon's the thing you buy when you do get wealthy. So let's say you got wealthy investing, and now you want to... What do you do with that money? Do you just look at it? Is it just a number on a sheet? Is it just a number on a page? Like, I get it. You need investments, and you want your investments to perform well over time. Why? So you can be rich. Okay, now you're rich. Now what? What do you do now that you're rich? You go party, you go on vacation. How do you have fun? I'm telling you, it's going to be collecting. Rich guys always have collections. Rich guys, they collect like the Beatles signed guitar. Wow, this looks adorable, man. This is great. Look at this. This is good stuff, guys. That's nice. This is like the Snivy. Like that one. But so, rich guys, they have like a garage full of special motorcycles and vehicles. And so in the future, it's not going to be old guys who are rich anymore. It's going to be young guys. So you can have young millionaires who open up businesses, tech bros, software engineers who invested into crypto or just invested well. It's going to be all of us nerds. That's the future. It's all the nerds. And even the Axew is going to be a nice Master Ball. Look at that. Haxorus evolution line. Boop. He's kind of like Larvitar, huh? And there's Meloetta. Pokemon is even riskier than crypto. Oh, I don't disagree with that. Pokemon is a kid's toy, ultimately. But that could also mean why there's the big gains over here, too. Because really rich institutional kind of guys or billionaires, they're not buying up Pokemon right now, are they? So then it really depends on if they do later. And that's my question for you, Mr. Justin. What will happen with the future billionaires? The billionaires who were born in the 1990s, what will they collect? Will they still collect vehicles? Will some of them collect Pokemon? And my bet is hell yeah, dude. Video games, hell yeah. And so I think Pokemon's going to be a top thing to buy when you're the winner in the crypto market or the gold market or the dollar market, whatever it is. Those are currencies. Pokemon is the thing that you buy later when you're rich. And it does well because the people who invest, they do well. So as the value of the things you invested in go up, so is your ability to buy Pokemon cards. It's going up too. Well, that wasn't too bad. Look at that. You got a nice Sandile. You got a nice Emolga. I don't know about the Simisage. Man, I want the Haxorus, though, man. Isn't Haxorus... Oh, no, Seismitoad. No, Haxorus is in here, too. I can't believe you haven't pulled either of those. I'd love to show those off because those are two of the best ones. But look, you got 3 Master Balls out of this round. I like the Master Balls. They look so nice, dude. Really, it's a pity 151 did not get Master Balls, don't you think? 151 English didn't get Master Balls. Such a pity. Here we are. Crypto would be used for currency on different planets. I don't know. Perhaps you're right. Who knows? Big boy Hot Wheels and genetically modified animals that look like Pokemon. Right. I mean, you can only spend so much money on vacation when you're a billionaire. You can only spend so much money. Billionaires buy yachts, perhaps. Yeah, yachts. But I'm telling you guys, when people our age, in their 30s, when we get older and we become millionaires and billionaires, it's going to be a little competition to get a hold of all the sexiest Pokemon cards. And you will see those Pokemon cards skyrocket. That's my theory. Pokemon cards are the thing to be bought when you're the rich guy. And so it's interesting because they're not quite an investment in the traditional sense, but they follow investments, right? When humans have nothing else left to do, they get into collecting. It's just like a video game. When you're at the end of the video game, the only thing there is to do is to prestige and to collect all the items in the game. So that's what'll happen. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. These Pokemon cards, there will be Pokemon card collectors from our age who will be super wealthy, like Logan Paul. But Logan Paul's lucky. He's wealthy at a young age. So Logan Paul's already wealthy. And there's going to be a lot of guys who have to take more time to get wealthy. And when they get into the multi-millions of dollars with a successful business or whatever, they're going to turn around and say, I want to collect some of those Pokemon cards. I think we're on the precipice of that, and you're starting to see movement in the card hobby. And not just that, but smart guys with money who like to take risk, they're going to understand that equation too, and they're going to say, I'm going to buy some of these just because I think the young guys who become millionaires, they're going to be buying them and pushing the price up. So like I said, right now, Pokemon is very risky because there's no like institutional types of money at all. It's just scrappy-do guys like me and you. We're just scrappy-do guys. But, you know, when those young millennials and Gen Z guys get old enough and they become business owners and CEOs, like the CEO for Red Lobster, he's kind of a younger guy, right? When enough younger people get those big CEO jobs and they get paid, and even just a couple of them are big Pokemon fans, I'm telling you, 20 years from now, the landscape for Pokemon cards could be absolutely shocking in 20 years. Because, again, what else is there to collect? You think young people are going to collect the Mona Lisa? We don't care about that stuff as much. It's still cool, but we don't care about it as much. We care about Pokemon and things related to that. Maybe Legos. Who knows? Maybe Legos will be a big investment. But we'll care about stuff like that, I'm sure of it. Watch out, Mr. Gen Z and already a CEO. Watch out, Mr. in Gen Z and already a CEO. What? I'm a fan of Sir Pure. I want to franchise a McDonald's. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, McDonald's is still a strong company. Okay, let's get this up into your box. And now we are sold out of Pokemon Black. We will probably have some tomorrow, though. Oh, look, I named the last bag. I did not name you Mahasvara in the last bag. Why did I do that? I'm going to throw this away. Yeah, so, you know, if I was born in the Pokemon era, 1999, not born, but if I was like 10 or whatever in 1999, if I was 10, and I'm 35 now, how much money am I going to have at the age of 45? How much money am I going to have at the age of 55? So all the guys my age at 55, some of them are going to be quite rich. They're going to be software engineers or whatever they're going to do, and they're going to be rich. And the Pokemon card market's going to look really different at that point. And again, I think it's going to be this little competition to have the best Pokemon cards. And I bet you're going to see some money swirling around that you've never seen before. You're going to see Pokemon cards that used to cost $10,000. They're going to cost like $100,000 at that point. The real question is, how will they perform compared to all the other things you could invest in? But I think they will just be like sort of like an averaging of it all. That's what I think it'll be. I think they'll be like an averaging of it all. So if you could add real estate, stocks, precious metals, and crypto, if you could pool them all together and then divide to get an average return, it will be whatever rate that grows, that'll be the rate that the Pokemon grows. That's my suspicion. And in fact, I think a lot of Pokemon buyers were formerly crypto investors because that's just the demographic. Young, risk-taking guys. They like the risk. They like technology. They're nerdier, maybe. Some of them. All right. I have a prediction that a few billionaires will get together and build a new city country in international waters to avoid taxes and obligations, and young people will flock there. That pretty much already exists. It's called the Bahamas. They have tax shelters. The UAE. The UAE is a good place to go if you don't like taxes. So people from Europe, from places like Germany and the UK, they go, my country's changing really fast, and I'm being forced to pay unbelievable amounts of taxes to live here. And then they go, you know what? I'm moving to the Middle East. I'm moving to the UAE or Qatar or something like that. I made a lot in crypto and started back into Pokemon. Right. So Justin, if you have a passion for Pokemon and that's not changing, and you continue to be good with crypto, somebody's going to be good with crypto, right? You're probably going to take some of your profits over time and buy up a card every now and then, something good. And I think that's just going to keep going. The guys who invest into stocks our age, and let's say they become multimillionaires from their stocks, they're not going to cash out all their stocks, but every now and then they're going to keep earning, and they're going to say, I got plenty of money from the stocks. So they're going to take whatever they earn per year, maybe 40, 80, 120,000, whatever they are, maybe software engineer, and they're going to use that income to buy up Pokemon cards. And I think it will be a little competition. I think it will. I think people with enough income, they'll fight over it. James Beam, Charmeleon Fire Deck Tag Slab. Oh, yeah. Here it is. Oh, yeah. James Beam. Thank you, James. That is my theory. My other theory, you've heard my other theory for Pokemon cards before, guys. The other demand for Pokemon cards, besides coming from all the card shops and vendors that want to have enough inventory or bragging rights, besides that, the other reason these will be bought up is because of guys like PokeRev. PokeRev, maybe myself, guys like Leonhardt, all these YouTubers. We make money just doing this. Ooh, look at that. Oh, Charmeleon. So when we make our content, we get ad revenue out. It's not like an insane amount of ad revenue, but we get attention. We get attention and we get ad revenue. And so when you own a nice collection and you can do a nice spread of your collection, people look at you. They go, oh, look at this guy. And then the more clicks you get, the more ad revenue you get. So weirdly enough, Pokemon cards are a productive thing to hold. You look at Pokemon cards, and if you're an old man like Bill Gates or Warren Buffett, they would probably say something like, I would never buy Pokemon. That's a greater fool asset where you buy it and then you need somebody else to buy it for more than you bought it for. And the last guy to buy it, he's screwed. He's the greater fool or the greatest fool. So and that's a criticism on crypto too, I think. They like to say that about crypto. So ironically, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and all these other guys, they've missed out on this big wealth transfer because so far crypto's done fine. But they missed out on that because they were too conservative and not risk-taking enough on it. And Pokemon cards, you could argue, is like that too. It's a greater fool product, unless you're talking about YouTubers, because YouTubers really do generate money from showing them off. And so they have this inherent value. They do. They have this productive value where you can show off what you have and then go get a check for doing that. Here's Sarah Dusenberry, 6 prismatic packs and 2 boxes of OPPRB2. Dang, Sarah is treating me good. Holy. 30 years later, when it's still around, what do they say then? They're still billionaires, I guess. Yeah, they're still billionaires. You have to think about the world from their perspective, too. They like the current system. They don't want it to change. They're the winners in the current system. So why would they want anything to change? Crypto's maybe a threat, And also, they've already won, so do they really want to gamble their winnings? They don't want to gamble. They just want a nice, easy, conservative way to earn 8% or a little better than 8% per year. That's all they want. They don't want any risk. Because why would they take risk? They're already wealthy. There's no reason. They just have to maintain what they have. They have enough money to be rich forever. All right. They missed out for sure. I mean, Bitcoin's sitting at 120,000. Naysayers are still saying it's going to go to zero any day now. I think Bitcoin's going to stay around for now. My theory with Bitcoin and crypto is there are some risks. Here are the risks. Like a solar flare comes in and wipes out all technology. The gold guys will be dancing, dude. They'll be like, we told you! Solar flare knocks out technology for a while. So that could happen maybe. That's really hard to predict though, right? Another one, hacking. it could be the case that computers get so advanced that one day even Bitcoin can be hacked by quantum computers. And places like North Korea or maybe China, I don't know, any hostile place would be happy enough to hack into places like Bitcoin and steal all your money. That's also a scenario where the gold guys start dancing because you just can't. Gold's unhackable. It's actually the lack of technology in gold that is the satisfying part of it. There is no technology. You can steal a gold bar. You can lose a gold bar too. Your wife can toss it out by accident or something, but you can't hack it. So I think those are some risks that I'm sure that they're thinking about, people who are really into crypto, and they've probably already got a backup plan. But, you know, by the way, if they can hack crypto, they could probably just hack all the banks too. So it's not just a problem for the crypto guys, it's a problem for the entire internet. So technology-less assets like gold, that's a winning scenario for them. And what's cool about that is if you're thinking about, ooh, nice Eevee. Look at this, Sarah. You get the Master Ball Eevee. That's not bad at all. What's cool about that problem is Pokemon cards are kind of like that. They have the same feature as gold where you cannot hack Pokemon cards. It is, but, you know, in a collapse, like a solar flare collapse, you probably do want gold. I don't think we're literally going to use Charizard as a currency one day. So it's just a funny joke to say that. So gold guys will win in a certain number of scenarios. Of course, gold guys can lose as well if, for example, we can mine gold off the moon. That could be a losing scenario for the gold guys. Or we discover some new way to get to the core of the earth and it's just full of gold or something like that, you know. So there's disaster scenarios for every asset class. But crypto is a really interesting one to me because it does have possibilities for it to go very wrong. It is prime catcher. But obviously, crypto was the thing to buy over the last 20 years. Crypto was definitely the thing to buy. Here's Rayfort. Solar flare would create chaos in the world, and gold would be useless. I feel like if I had to bet, though, on something being traded, I would bet on precious metals being traded because they were originally used as money as far back as ever, right? Way before computers, people wanted gold. And so if society reverted back to gold for a little while, that would not surprise me. It's a worldwide monetary thing. You know, every country recognizes gold as a sort of tradable value. So it's a worldwide thing. It's unhackable. Doesn't rely on the internet. Physical gold. We're not talking about like gold futures or gold mining stocks, but like physical coins. If some, you know, like doomsday scenario occurs, these little gold coins might actually become the de facto currency. And again, people like, we say stuff like, well, if it's ever the end of the world, maybe all that'll matter is like food and water. But you never know. I mean, for a while, you might want to swap back to having some kind of currency again that you can trust. I don't know if people will even want the dollar in a collapse like that. Maybe, maybe not. But I'm not a big, I'm not a big precious metals guy by any means. I just have a little bit. Here's Sarah, 2 boxes of OP PRB2. Oh yeah, food, water, and mayonnaise. There are 23.8 million millionaires in the United States. Wow. That's one of the things that makes this country very special, guys. You don't understand how good that is to have that many successful people in America. It means that America offers the ability to succeed, and it can be much harder to succeed in other countries, partially because they tax you so much that you can't save up that much money. They just take it all. It is, but in America, you can save up quickly because they don't take it all. But then you're expected to pay your own health care later. So it's a great country to be a hard worker. It's a great country to be a skilled worker. It's a great country to save your money and pay less taxes. Great country to build up wealth, like a Pokemon card collection even. Here we are. All right. Guns and bullets. Yeah. Yeah, guns and pussy, bro. Guns, water, and pussy. That's like a true pure chaos scenario. Do you think like what? Like a zombie scenario? Yeah, guns and bullets, that's like the zombies. Oh, when the zombie apocalypse happens, I'm ready, right? So, I don't know. I don't know if we would reach that, but maybe there's a possibility for that. You never know what could happen. That's real doomsday prepper kind of thinking. The doomsday preppers are going to have a real funny laugh day at us if something like that ever does occur. They're going to be like, we told you! They're like the Christians that believe in the rapture, you know. Oh, you didn't listen to us. We told you you're going to get raptured. You should have listened. No one believed us, but we were right. Yeah, those guys get really hard on that fantasy that they start getting called back to heaven and everyone else goes to like heck or whatever. Are you ready? Great country to get Costco chicken bake. Yeah, sure. We are. I want America to retain the identity that made it so famous and so successful. I think that is a thing that America does that very few countries do, and it would be sad for America to lose that. Here goes. Are you ready? So, now wait a second. So Miss Sarah, she does not want her haulers. Is that still true, Miss Sarah? Let's see. So we will get you your SR, and we will get you this guy, and we will turn this into bulk. Preppers would just be a target. I'm sure the preppers have already prepped for that, because they're preppers. Ain't no one getting into my bunker. I shoot them dead. They're probably waiting for it to happen. They're like, I hope you try to break in. All right, I guarantee you they think about that. They probably fantasize that. I'll fight them off of my bunker. Not in my bunker like they're Noah and they own the ark or something. That's probably a wet dream for them that you try to take their bunker from them. You ready? Here we go. They're living for that moment where everyone discovers that they were right and you were wrong. Double chocolate chunk chew. Land of the free, home of the brave. F.A. King. Here's this guy. Boop. And Guns and Bussy. Oh my God. Here's ta-da. Yeah, I love hearing that figure about how many millionaires there are. You know why that figure is so good, by the way? Why you are so lucky to hear that number? That means there's tons and tons and tons of businesses where you can go have fun and buy stuff. Because that's how those guys made that money mostly. That means that we produce all the coolest things. Because in order to produce a lot of money, you have to be creating value. And that means, well, look at it. We make all this great software. We've made a lot of amazing things in America over the years. And we do a lot of the manufacturing, the less complicated portion of it in China now. But we still invent a lot of amazing things here in the United States with like engineering. Okay, here is a Luffy. Very good. Okay. And it's a fantastic thing. If you want to open a business, oh, Gold Dawn, look at that. All right, very nice, Miss Sarah. Miss Sarah, if you want to open a business, and you should, even if you're older, it doesn't matter how old you are, you start a business at some point in life, you should give it a try. If the country is full of millionaires, those are people who may one day grace your business with their millions of dollars. It means you have a great customer base, and that's not something you get in every country. If you're living in, I don't know, Greece or something, Greece has had financial issues before. If you're living in Greece and you aspire to be like a Pokemon card shop, I don't know, just something like that, Pokemon card shop, you might fail in Greece because there's not enough local people ready to buy multi-$1,000 cards. But if you live in America, you have a very good chance of that succeeding because there's so many people with enough money to pay for that. And that's because they're having success too. Here we are. All right. Luke, Lori, what's up, man? I want to start reselling stuff, but I don't want to complicate my taxes. Here we are. Well, I don't think, I think you can resell some of your Pokemon cards. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you resold enough, there's probably a threshold where you have to start reporting the taxes. Here we are. You're only in trouble if they audit you. Which, by the way, I have not been audited yet. I hope I never get audited. Here we are. I don't know if that's possible. I think they audit you eventually. All right, let's see. I don't know what an audit is, actually. 12 people have touched the moon. Are you sure? Are you sure? There are more billionaires in the world than chess grandmasters. Hail King Daddy Trump. Sex robots, guns, and bullets. Here we are. Sex robots. You think we're close to that, guys? Oh, man. Dawn of the sex robots. Sorry, Linda. I don't need your pussy anymore. I have my sex robot. Here we are. Sex robot. Bust this peepee. This Diglett. Here we are. That'll be an interesting thing. That's like the Futurama episode Remember that? There was a Futurama episode warning about sex robots. All right, good. We got him, boy. Mr. Two people were stabbed in a hiking trail. They were stabbed? No! That's why I don't ever go hiking. No stabbings for me. That sucks, man. Just imagine you're just this normal person living life, going on a hike, and you get stabbed. We only need women for babies. That reminds me of that South Park episode where the men were concerned that the women only needed us for our sperm and jokes. So what was that, like a Bill Cosby, Bill Clinton episode, Bill and Bill? And they were warning that the girls could take over one day and we'll be locked up and they'll be farming us for our jokes and our stuff. Our artificial wombs are a thing. Yeah, it's a very interesting thing. Maybe in the future, if the government doesn't like a lack of babies or something, like if the society's not producing enough babies, maybe the government will just do test tube babies. And there'll be like a government-ran, like artificial family, artificial school, all this stuff where the government just has the baby from beginning to end. And since society didn't have enough babies, the government's now going to tax you for that. And so, I don't know. This is wild futurism kind of stuff, but I could see it happening. I mean, look at South Korea. Very smart, high IQs, very advanced, civilized society, and they just don't have enough babies. Nobody wants to do it. So imagine the government starts to do it from a test tube. How wild would that be? The government's like, well, we got to have babies or we'll collapse. Everybody wants to have like 1 or 2 kids. And a long time ago, people used to have like 20 kids. So, you can't have just 1 or 2 kids. It's not enough. But I mean, that's like the perfect amount, isn't it? Because, you're trying to have a lifestyle. You're not trying to have a farm, a brood, but you're supposed to have a brood so the country can expand. And that's become a real problem. That's why there's so much immigration going on in Western Europe and other countries like that. They're saying we don't have any babies, so we're going to let everybody in. And they can have babies. We are, because the government's going broke. They can't afford the pension. They don't get enough taxes. And they go, well, maybe if we let everybody in, we'll get enough taxes because we have more workers. Japan's got that problem. Japan, they're importing all kinds of workers from around the world on a worker visa because they're saying, well, we got all these retirees and nobody to take care of them. And so, Japan's very efficient. They're trying to build robots too, but man, it's a problem everywhere you go. Young people, imagine that. Young people, when houses cost $500,000 for a starter house, young people don't want to have babies. And that range, that price changes from state to state here in America. But I mean, imagine some countries it's probably worse. Like Canada, I hear it's a lot worse. I hear in Canada, the starter price to buy a house in Vancouver, it's like one of the most expensive prices in the whole world. Think about Australia. Oh, Australia, mate. They got really tough. I know they do because I've shopped it. I've shopped Australia's housing market before, and I was shocked. They got prices like you're moving into California. California is really expensive. And wow, look at all these cards. So Miss Sarah, we always have the most interesting conversations on your orders because your orders are so large that I have enough time to talk about a large subject. All right, what's this guy's name? I can't remember. Didn't that start with a C? What was this guy named, like Zero or something like that? That's the bunny girl. I don't know that one. Luffy, and I don't know that one. Zorro, this guy's name's Zorro, and this guy's named 01. When women get into the workforce, fertility rates plummet, so I think artificial wombs are the future. Maybe, because I don't think girls ever want to leave. Although I have heard girls say that they wish that it was that way. Trad wives, that kind of movement. Back in the day, women weren't expected to work. Now they're expected to work. And if you stay at home, it's like, oh, because you have a very wealthy husband and it's like some kind of luxury, or like you almost look down on, like, oh, you didn't get a career and work your ass off. Oh, well, you're lame. Oh, you didn't get your degree. Oh, what are you, like a loser? Sometimes Karis, where I'm married to Karis, sometimes Karis has a fantasy that she was just a big loser and I just married her and she didn't have a job and she just got pregnant with a bunch of kids and just stayed at home instead of being like corporate software engineer boss babe. And I guess she's cited that fantasy many times because she lives this sort of strenuous lifestyle where it's very, very hard work. The pay is good, and the pay is actually so good it's hard to quit. So it's like, why would you quit when you're doing so well? But it's all relative, isn't it? The more money that men and women make together, the more money you have to bid up the cost of land and the cost of a home. So everyone makes more money, but the price of housing just skyrockets. And so you're not really wealthy. Houses just become unaffordable. And then if you're not married, you really can't afford one because you're competing against a man and a woman who both have jobs. So now if you're just like a single person, or if you're like a stay-at-home mom and a working father, you guys can't afford a home because you're competing with me and Karis, and we got, dual income. So it's an interesting system. And so some people say, well, you could fix the system if you made it like a rule that women have to stay home and have children for a certain percentage of their lives, and then they can go out and work. So some people have proposed ideas like that. That won't be popular. You think that'll ever get through? That'll never get through. Society would collapse from no babies before that went through. Society would literally collapse first. Here we are. I'm single and the money I make ain't enough. Yeah, well, if you had like a girlfriend with your same exact job, your income would instantly double. Think about that. So who you have as a partner matters a lot, actually. If you're making, let's say, $25,000 a year, and then that's not a lot of money, right? And then your partner's making $25,000 a year, and you guys live under the same house and share the same meals, all of a sudden, you're a $50,000 income household. So your partner is a big deal. Well, Miss Sarah, look at this. I love it, Sarah. Mr. Reed Strawberry's message. Can I have that Nami card that was on the top of the pile that you put to the side? I'd be happy to go get that. Here you go. All right. So we got Nami. Let's see. These are all technically yours, Sarah. If you want any of them, go for it. I don't even know what most of these things are. Here's a little Luffy one. He's got a captain hat. There are. Let's see. That doesn't look right. All right, here's a pink-haired girl. Here's a cooking girl. That's a three-eyed girl. Here's a Luffy. Bunny girl. Is that kid Luffy? What the hell? Here's Zoro. You like Zoro? Who's the sexiest character in One Piece in your opinion, Miss Sarah? You should marry this girl named Gorlock. Find me her and send her to me. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice if that was how it worked? Yeah. But actually, that highlights another problem. When men and women do not get together, when we don't get along, when we do not fall in love, when we don't trust each other, now we all have to split up and we have to all get our own house. So now the demand for housing is doubled. Instead of having one roof that you share, the man needs a house and the woman needs a house. And even though you found peace by not having to fight with your terrible partner anymore, strictly from a financial perspective, that's not a good thing. Now you guys have to divide your incomes to have two houses. So it would be better for society if all men and women kind of paired up, found love, and stayed happily ever after together. That would, from a financial perspective, that's the optimal outcome. Too bad it never works out that way. And the question is, how do you get it to work out that way more often? That's a $1 million question right there. How do you get that to work out more often? But so if everyone's divorcing all the time, that's not good for society. And if only there was a simple solution to it, I wish there was. There really is not. All right, what do we got next? I own OnlyFans. Zoro or Ace are my main men. Frankie, too. Who's Frankie? Tell me what Frankie looks like. What does Frankie look like? Zoro and Ace. Is this Frankie? I'm going to look it up. Hold on. Give me stock. Let's see. Frankie. You order a lot of One Piece. I want to know. One Piece. Okay, he's got the blue hair. He looks like a lobster. All right. He got them lobster arms. Frankie. I know Ace and I know Zoro. All right, so let's see. That's Sanji. I don't know if I said that right. That's not him. He doesn't have the lobster arms. Okay, good. It looks like we did good. So we got all your favorite ones out. There you go. Yo, DoorDash is insanely fast. Not out here in Lake of the Ozarks. It's not so fast. Sometimes it's like a 45-minute wait because they got to drive so far. Okay, so click. We got Steven Gonzalez for OP12 Japanese. Yes, we still have a lot of OP12. We are not short on OP12. We got like 3 cases sealed. Nobody pulled a manga out of these. I want to see a manga pop out. Okay. Bonnie and Yamato. Yamato, she's got a weapon, right? She got like a sword or something. Tossing that. She does like the traditional Japanese garment with like the bow rope in the back. You need 5 of these actually, not 3. You need 5. They cost 3. There we go. Bonnie is a child. Oh, Bonnie's the one who's always eating the meat. And you guys kept telling me like, she's underaged. But she's in the body of an adult. Very sus, by the way. Very sus. But that is like 90% of all Japanese anime. What Japanese anime does not at some point act sus to some degree? I don't know. Did you guys know that the Japanese have a term for underage girl? It's called sashimi. A lot more elegant than us Westerners, huh? I'm going to start sending DD to get me pokey packs. Bonnie is a child, though. All right, you ready? Here's a hollow. And a hollow. Oh, full art guy. Ba-doop. And a hollow. And finally, I thought that was raw fish. Yeah, that's the joke. The joke is that I don't actually know any terms. There we are. Did you guys know that the Japanese don't masturbate like we do here in America? In Japan, it's called rubber my hugger. A lot more elegant than us Westerners, huh? Steven Gonzalez. All right. Sip. Okay. Very nice. That's you killing me. All right. Yeah, it's fun to tell a good joke. Okay. So, I'm so tired. Nap for 4 hours after the expo. Tammy, now you're up at 5? What are you doing, Tammy? Rockabye, Tammy. All right. So, there's the mask. Here's, oh, I like that Lunatone a lot. Pidgeot, Down into the Depths, and Gliscor. Ooh. Your cup runneth over, guys. Look at all these slabs. Here's an order from click, Luke Glory. 20 to slab away. Thank you, Mr. Luke. Luke Glory. All right. Rubber Mahaga. Rubber Mahaga. Okay. A lot more elegant than us Westerners. Let's see. Luke. Ah, here it is. Click. I saw an episode of Weird Addictions of a person that sold farts in jars. Ah, the Weird Addiction ones. How about the girl who eats mattresses? Wasn't there a person who eats drywall? I can't remember. And then there was the guy who was in love with his vehicle, right? Gabriel Gallegos, the binder break. Ah! There's one spot left in the binder break. Jump in now. $40 and that goes off. There you are. Miss Tammy, type in LA for La Flame so you don't miss this, okay? That's true for all you guys, too. All right, because we're getting close to the end of that. So this is the binder break. You get all these cards if you get pulled. You got this nice Ditto Pikachu, you got Alakazam, you got Victini, you got Gengar, Pikachu, Mimikyu, Houndoom, Eevee, Rotom, Zekrom, this thing, Homer, War Turtle, the dog, the lesbian Marvel lady, Omastar, Hot Butt Cheeks, Shinotic, Melodic, and Hypnotic. There was that one chick that liked to eat paint. Oh my God. Crazy how common hoarding is. If you think about it, collecting cards is very similar to hoarding. We're hoarders, right? I think so. I think it's similar. Look at these cards. You want to say I'm not hoarding these? I'm pretty sure this is hoarder behavior right here. Ooh, this Nidoking. I'm so lucky I grabbed this. This Nidoking has an interesting story. I used to own the Giovanni's Gym Nidoking because I was always a big fan of it. I have such a great special memory of this card when I was younger because my dad pulled it right in front of us, and it looked so good. And I had one too eventually. Of course, mine was unlimited, but his was first edition. And I loved the card. And then oh, not this one. Look, that's an 8. Where'd the 10 go? I bought a 10 of this very recently. I don't know where it went. Hold on. I thought I grabbed it. Maybe it's not here. You know, it might be on the other table. But anyways, it's the same artwork. So I bought one very recently back for $1,000, but that was after first selling it for like $600. What a dummy, dude. So I lost all this money on that. And now he's going for even more. He's like some crazy price now. Even just the most recent cards I bought, they're all crazy now. Let's see. I can't believe the hobby's so wild right now, but I guess it's just how it is. It won't last, by the way. It won't do that forever, but it will slow down. Jeez, I can't even find it. I got too many slabs. I can't even find what I'm buying anymore. You know it's not good when you reach that point where you can't even find the cards that you want to show off because you got too many laying around. Pokemon cards gone wild. Look at these two, huh? Just bought that one for $1.635 on $725, right? So $1,635. I saw it listed, and my gut told me that that was the wrong price. I said that card could be $3,000 easily, and so I rushed and I bought it. There we are. And so what's cool about this is if we look it up. By the way, I love this song that's playing. I don't know what appeals to me about this music. It's very it's very machinish. I always type Pillachu in before I type in Pikachu. All right, there we go, Pikachu. All right, so we're gonna go to sold. Okay, and look at that. The last one sold for $2,600. That's so crazy, man. I can't believe how fast the hobby's moving. But I'm really excited about this one because this one was pop 25 and I bought it in January for $800, which again, I thought that was ridiculously low. I was like, there's only one reason this card is that cheap, and it's because nobody knows it exists. There are some cards so rare that nobody knows about it. And I knew about it because I was studying the Sandstorm collection, and I found it really fascinating. But so look, here it is. The Sandstorm Umbreon finishes in 14 hours. And I'm very curious what it finishes around. Here's my bet, 2.5. I bet it finishes around 2.5. And that's still going to be, if it does finish at that price, that's still going to be a lot higher than what I paid for. Now, that's just a bet. I don't know what it'll truly land on, but I think that's what's going to happen. Just from my gut, that's my suspicion. Oof. Wow, we just got cards lying all over the place, don't we? I don't know what to do with this all. That's going to fall over. All right. Going to send another 40 so we can knock out the binder break. You can if you want, but you might lose 80, that means. Just so you know, okay? You might lose 80. Eric Rodriguez. He wants the Lunatone. All right, you got it, man. Give that one another grade, man, because I think I was tempted to crack it and send it myself. So give this one another grade if you want. Eric, or look it over first, obviously. Don't just crack it immediately. I think I was tempted to regrade that. Thank you, Mr. Eric. By the way, I think that that's the future of the hobby, is collecting 9s. So there's 9s like this Rainbow Pidgeot, and people mostly look down on 9s. Okay, so you tell me what's going to happen when PSA 10 Pidgeot, the default price is $10,000. You got $10,000 laying around? No. So if you want it, you're going to have to collect the 9. So that's my prediction, is the 9s and the 8s and the 7s are next, guys. With this huge price explosion, the 9s, the 8s, and the 7s will follow. They probably already have. Gabriel's jumping in. He says, let's get it done. All right, Gabriel, you're in. The binder break. The binder break is finished, everybody. The binder break is finished. Damn, mister, calling me poor. No. I'm not calling you poor. I'm just saying the average person is not going to buy this for $10,000. So they're going to buy the 9. And even the 9 can be too expensive. So then they're going to buy the 8, right? All right, Mr. Gabriel. That's what happens next in this hobby. Okay. I kid. All right, here's this. And we're grabbing these. This stores all the names. Oops. Now, this is a very exciting new thing for me that I've never done before. And I should have been doing the whole time. Because if you did not know this, I have an unbelievable amount of these cards to sell. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There it is. You can call me Fatty Doughboy. I'm cool with it. What? Fatty Doughboy. This. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. I want to get a base set PSA 9 Unlimited Holo set eventually. We are. I kind of stay away from the base set. You notice that about me? Do you ever see me waving around all the base set cards I bought? Not really. I do not buy base set very often. And they are super iconic. Maybe the most iconic card set. And they're super nostalgic. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. But there's something just very plain, bunny bread, Kraft macaroni and cheese. Something about them is so plain that I don't feel an urgency to collect them. They're just not, they're not wicked enough. They're not wicked cool. So I don't know. Do you feel that as well, guys? So it's a nostalgic set for me. I was there with the base set. Very super nostalgic. I love the Charizard. But what I really spent my money on were those Legendary Collection Zards. Now those are fancy, and that was one of my smartest moves, was buying those 3 things. I mean, there's a lot of great cards in the Legendary Collection, but not everyone gets to have that Charizard, man. And I got 3 of them, so that was one of my smartest moves ever. Each one of those cost me like $13,000, and so they weren't cheap. And it was a big gamble at the time. So I acquired 3 of those a while back, and now I get to enjoy the Charizard artwork, but it's beautiful instead of like plain and boring from the base set. If I could have the no rarity Charizard 10, that would be really cool. I like that one. He's kind of weird. I like weird stuff. All right, give me a number. They're not rare or scarce, so you can always get them. Not the first edition, though. The first edition is pretty scarce. And the no rarity collection is truly scarce. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so Mr. Brandon chose 4. And now, no sealed empty. I like the Chanseys, the Magnetons, the Holos that are hard to grade. I just like weird stuff, to be honest. I like the poker cards, the Topps cards, the Karuta cards. I like weird stuff. Everyone's already gotten excited for all the other cards, and they've already pushed their prices up super high. But the weird stuff, you can go in there and you can be the king of weird stuff because people aren't paying attention to it as much. And I got like that super impressive Charizard poker collection now. And even if I didn't do one more thing with poker cards, one day, I bet you those cards, those Charizards, I bet you they reach $4,000 one day. And I'm already sitting on like 10 of them. So I'm set. I'm set on that angle. With the Topps collection, I really, really, really want to pull my own Rainbow Charizard that grades 10. I did pull a Rainbow Zard, graded 9. Kill me, dude. 9. So that broke my heart. I've got more product to open. I hope to pull one out of there and it grades 10. But you know, you don't even get one Charizard per box. It's less than that. So who knows what happens. I hope I get one. All right, give me a number. Noria Tal says 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, good luck to the people in the binder break. You know what? Let's put the binder break over here because I want to put this right here. Is that how I do it? Where do I normally put this? Where do I normally put these? Maybe they are good there. Okay, they're fine there. Oscar Ascendus. Cold. Sorry, Oscar. Andrew A. Martin. Cold. Sorry, Andrew. Andrew A. Martin. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. Christopher Fenton. Cold. Gabriel Gallegos. Ah, cold. Javier Arroyo. Oh, the star spot. All right. So he pulls the star spot. Two cards left. Christopher Fenton had 2 spots. Oh, it's cold. That has to mean... Oh, Gabriel, he finished it off with the 2 spots. And there it is. Wow, that does not work out like that very often. So Gabriel Gallegos buying the last spot, finishing it off, and being the lucky guy who pulls the chase card. What was interesting to me about the binder break is there were a lot of people in there who bought more than 1 spot. So I'm going to think on that. Binder break. Thank you for finishing that, guys. I really want to keep that going, actually, because you don't realize how many of those cards I have. I have a lot. I have like 6 years worth to kind of just do something with. All right, so yeah, I have so much that I have them stored away. I wouldn't even know how to get them back out. This is going to head off into the it's the list thing, right? Where'd that go? So this. So here it is. There's 3 people in here, and that's ticking up to 4 now. That's the Sunbreak. I remember now. Haha, the Sunbreak. Here it is. Okay. So those cards add up fast, those little ungraded cards. I mean, it was 8 spots. So 40 times 8, what is that, 320 or something like that? Yeah, those add up fast. Of course, it's really more like 40 times 7 because the 1 spot was a star spot, wasn't it? Really wanted that Ditto. Cool. Okay, so we know that the Ditto was driving the break, at least for Gabriel. That's a good thing to point out. That means when I make a new round, I better have a card like the Ditto. Okay, let's see, we'll pop that in there. And we're going to grab some of these. Make more vintage packs, mister. Oh, I remember those. I might make more of those at some point in the near future. But you know what I realized, Mr. Troy? I can take all of those cards and just Cardconomist grade them without giving them an official grade. So just give them an A for authentic. And I believe I would be able to ethically sell those because I'm not really grading them. All I'm doing is I'm doing an encapsulation service. So I'm not giving myself a 10 or anything like that. I'm just saying, yep, that's Charizard and it's in a nice slab. So I've thought about doing that with them. And when I was thinking it over, I was like, you know, that's a sophisticated, you know, most people can't encapsulate their own cards. So if I can just encapsulate it, give it an A for authentic, might be able to sell those all, each card for actually 35, 45 bucks. But then it really comes down to this as well. Do I want to spend my time encapsulating them? I don't know. But they would be a fun thing to have, don't you think? So people who want to have a Cardconomist slab, 35 bucks, 45 bucks for a slab, that's not bad. You know, we are. So I was thinking about that for a while. I was like, man, we could do it that way. All right. When did the Eevee go off? The Eevee. Oh, was it yesterday? Who got the Eevee? Yeah, it was yesterday. Blake Santoro got it. That guy, he got 3 spots in the Eevee from the live customs. So he had 3 spots. And then he bought 2 more spots in it. And then poof, it was gone. And so you got to remember, sometimes the breaks do that. Sometimes the breaks just disappear. The binder break is complete. This goes to Gabriel. Gabriel, let's go over your pulls again. Look how nice these are. So that's an alt art. You got Ditto. There's a little bonus card. Victini, Gengar. It's a Ghastly. Pikachu, Mimikyu, Houndoom, Eevee. Just lots of cool stuff in here. A couple ones we added as we went. This card was apparently kind of pricey. The Boobies Girl. All right, we got this Boobies Girl as well. So you got a lot of cool stuff in there, Gabriel. There it is. And I can just toss this because we'll make a new one. Let's go find your bag. Here we are. Wow. Oh, you just got a big fat chunk of things in your bag. Okay. Now we have, it's 5:18, it's really late. Sarah Dusenberry, 2 OP PRB 2s. So, do I need to get more? I think I need to get one more box after this box, okay? This episode brought to you by Sarah. Sarah and Mahasvara. Man, that guy went deep. Actually, here, let's get their names on this. You ready? We're hosting this giveaway. We're going to say 4, Mahasvara. 5, we're going to say Sarah. And let's get this last spot in. Are you ready? Boom. The last spot, Justin French. All right, Justin French. All right. That's 6. Maybe we should host more spots than that. Sometimes we do a short form, 6 spots. Sometimes we do the full 20. It is a $135 slab. Let's go for 20, okay? I feel like that's fair. So we got Andy Man on 7. Shinobi. Brad Kelly. Thanks for being here, guys. You guys are a kind audience. I'm very lucky to get to hang out with you guys. Very generous audience, notably. Like LaFlame giving all this away. Holy, dude. He gave away $200 yesterday for his birthday. And then he's also giving away these slabs. This one has a $135 value. Did you know that? It's 12. Here's McChicken. All right, stick around. We're not done with this, actually. I should have just written down Gilberto. Okay, so stick around. We're not done with that. Now, Miss Sarah, let's do this. And, of course, Mr. forgot to put it into the break history. You know, part of it is I don't always know when you're here or not. I think that's part of it. Is okay. Oops. Let's start snipping. Snipping this. You're lucky on that. You got real lucky on that break, Gabriel. If you had 2 out of 8 spots, your odds were at 25%. Whew. Scary, man. Scary. Breaks are fun when you pull it. What do you think? They're hella fun, dude. If you pull the break, it is quite fun. All right. I would say when I'm here, I'd be more happy if giveaway spots were given to members only. There are some members only giveaways. Okay, you ready, Sarah? So here's this. You like Zorro. Okay. And Ace. Okay. All right. I actually love removing the bulk because the more bulk you remove, the less you have to ship. And that all adds up. This all adds up. Over the course of a year, if you can remove 100 pounds of bulk in the course of a year, think about what that turns into in terms of your operating cost. So, yeah. Oh, what do we got? What do we got? Ooh, we're starting with the Gold Dawn. Is this a Gold Dawn pack? I think we got a God pack. Here goes, guys. All right. Very nice. Miss Sarah with the snipe. God Dawn pack. It's a God Dawn pack. All right. Let's see. Ooh. Pink arrows. I don't know who that is. Lightning. I don't know who that is. This guy with the sword. I still don't know who that is. That's the moose. And this is the one guy with the little hat. Okay. Here's a rocket arm. I have no clue. Ooh. Here's the whirlwind. Sanji, maybe? The kicking guy, right? Here's the mermaid. You can tell because there's little scales. All right, and here's... Is this the blue guy? I can't actually tell. It looks like it's the blue guy. Oh my gosh, and then the green cube. What the hell? Man, that is a bright cube. I got no clue. Woo! I need to go watch all the One Piece episodes so I can say all their names and be proper. All right. Wow. So how did you do on this box, Miss Sarah? When you pulled, you know, all these gold cards like this, what does that even out into value? You know, what could the value of a Dawn pack come out to be? Because there's a lot of Dawn cards. It's the One Piece. This little green cube is the actual One Piece. Is that what you're saying? This has to be over minimum 1K. Lord knows, I have to look it up. Give us an estimate of what it could be. Give us a guess. An educated Sarah guess. And you have to say Morbin time when you guess it. It's One Piece. That cube is from the video game Odyssey, non-canon. What? You don't know. 100K. 100K! Woo! Boy, that'd be a crazy pull if we ever did pull something worth 100K. What would you, maybe like a Gold Star Rayquaza? He could be worth 100K. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Golden Dawn cards. Nice. That cube is from Hellraiser. All right, all right, all right. I'll set these over here. Not bad. All right. Now we'll set this here and this here. We'll get back to this. After these messages, we'll be right back. We should play some 90s commercials while we're live. That'd be so fun. Do you think we'd be copyrighted? Or do you think they wouldn't care? I mean, if a commercial's really old, do you think they care? Gold Star Ray Ray sold for 80K not long ago. Man, I wish I had bought it. 80K? I mean, that's really expensive, but it's like, I think if I sold some of my stuff off, I could actually buy that. Now that I've got all this stuff that got really expensive. Okay, my brain's having a brain fart. You're keeping this, that's bulk, and this is a hit. That'd be cool, man. Gold Star Rayquaza. It's ads that would probably be welcomed if shared. All right. Okay. And so this would be an SP, and this would be a full art. Okay, that's box number 1, Miss Sarah. We gotta get you another box. Okay. Look at all this, man. Sarah, I think it's time. We're gonna have to get you your own box now. We're gonna have to get you the Sarah box. Well, this music is pretty edgy. Oh, and it just ended. Okay. You don't like guys with ripped abs, do you? Because I don't got them. That's it. I'm going to become a gym rat, guys. That's my new thing in life. I'm going to take a break from the card collecting for a little while. Gym rat time. Let's write down the timestamp for the God Pack. Yeah, let's do that, huh? All right, set this here, and we'll set this over here. Screw guys with abs. They're crazy. Women like guys who... I wonder what the most attractive trait in a man is. Like, how could you just 100% hit the top attractive quality? Let's go ahead and grab Probably card collecting. Oh yeah, I really love a man with a good Charizard. A man's wallet. Your rank has gone up to box holder. Big wiener. Easy. Alright, you just have a big weenie. So we're going to head right over to the Clips channel. Stream Clips. And we're going to sit down. Sarah pulls a gold Dawn God pack. Around 3:15. Good. Sorry for being misogynistic. Hype, maybe. Maybe ChatGPT has something to say about this. These are the last two boxes from the previous case. So, once these are gone, we are on a new case. Not bad. Most attractive trait in a man? Sanity, probably. No, that's just expected. You have to have sanity to be considered. What is the absolute most attractive traits in men to or for women? You guys ready? Here goes. According to a broad range of studies, confidence, ambition, humor, kindness, stability, protectiveness, authenticity. Oh, top physical trait is height. It is height. Taller men are rated more attractive, but it isn't everything. Facial symmetry and jawline, fit and toned, good posture and movement, and grooming. Wow. Oh, look at this one. Bonus, things that amplify attraction. Being good with children and animals. Uh-oh. I don't know if I score high on that one. I'm always like, yeah, I would eat the animals. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Yes, the panic of rumors. Paldea evolved being reprinted. People forget while holding the Linus. Forearms and hands. I got hands. All right. Okay, snipping this. My jaw has no lines. Did I win? All right. Let's see. Ooh, very nice. Mister, does size matter? It absolutely matters. People who have a larger Pokemon card collection are 90% more likely to land a thick Latina girlfriend. Go. All right. Mister needs vegan Jesus. We're going to snip this. And actually, I think that joke would have been funnier if I'd said torta. Right. Is that the right word? And snip this. All right. Toss it over there. The size of your Pokemon card collection is very important. Okay. Most girls won't even talk to you if your Pokemon card collection's too small. Okay. Boop. With BBL because I don't want no regular butt. Yeah, I saw a moment of that famous song, the Sir Mix-a-Lot butt song, right? And I noted that the girls that were actually in the music video did not actually have big butts. Which leads me to believe that because the clip was made so long ago, what was defined as a big butt back then is very different than what we define it as today. So people think a big butt means a ginormous butt, and it probably does not. It is. In the 90s, everyone was way thinner. We're all fat now. In the 2000s, it's like the Wall-E prediction that we'd all be fat. So we're all out of shape and fat now. Back in the 90s, everyone was way thinner. This was before the internet, before smartphones, and before Netflix. Put that in the wrong pile for a moment. So you went outside. You went outside. You played outdoors. And you didn't sit on your couch as much. And you didn't eat as much, maybe. We are. But, so yeah, I noted that the girls in the I Like Big Butts and I Cannot Lie song, they don't actually have what today we would consider big butts. Very fascinating. Don't forget to give the show a like. Very true. Mr. BBL at 100K. At 100K, I will definitely get a BBL. We are. All right. Very nice. All right. What kind of plastic surgeries would you guys like me to get? What would be your favorite plastic surgery for me? Here's this guy. All right. Aha. Zorro. BBL. Ha ha ha. Hola. Hola, Pokeballer. Latinas do love shiny cardboard. I'll put this over here. Ta-da. I wonder if having a really big Pokemon card collection is attractive to any girls. Because I'm pretty sure it's not attractive to most girls. But I bet you there's some girls who are like crazy for Pokemon cards. And to them, it might be okay at least. You know, like they're not like, ew. Like they're not getting the ick necessarily. Because I think a lot of girls instantly get the ick if you're a Pokemon card collector. That perception might change over time. You never know. It might change. Just checking in here. Did you see PSA partner with the Slab Mystery Box Game Bling website? Oh, did they actually? It's bound to happen, man. It's bound to happen. I mean, if Las Vegas can have the casinos, why can't PSA have a, you know, randomly pulled mystery box full of slabs? Because that's where it's all heading. RNG product. The people demand it. If you don't provide it, someone else will provide it. Because this is what people want. They like RNG. The Pokemon cards, when you get the Pokemon card, how did you acquire it? Well, you pull it out of a random pack. The very first step for Pokemon card was to randomly acquire it in a, in a sort of slots machine style booster pack. Because that's what booster pack is. It's just a one-time use slot machine. That's exactly what it is. All right. You see, my wife, when she first met me, thought I had some sort of addiction with the amount of sports Pokemon cards. Now she loves them. Oh, that's nice. Here we are. As a Latina, I agree on the shiny cards. Anyone getting the Big Mac Pika promos? Just gave this crying-ass baby a bottle of Troy. Well, if they like Pokemon, definitely a big Pokemon collection will impress them. Wouldn't it impress you if your woman had a big Pokemon card collection? Let me think about it. I don't know. I might get Pokemon card collection envy. Here we are. I'm just being funny. All right, so look at that. Ah, her Diglett's bigger than mine. Look at this. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Men. Who the F is Elliot Page? Didn't Elliot Page get ab implants? Or was that just a rumor? Elliot Page. All right. So, you have a lot of cards, Miss Sarah, including this one with the special Dawn cards in it. Holy. Very nice. Okay. We're going to grab the marker. This is my big black marker. There you go. Have you written your cards up in your agreement with your wife if you guys ever broke up or you died? She's just going to take it all. I don't know. No, there's no will or anything. Maybe there should be. I'm scared the moment it becomes too official, she's gonna off me in the lake. Like she's gonna put a hole in my kayak or something. Oh no, my husband is dead. Guess I get to sell all his cards now. Yeah, if I die and she gets all the cards, and I think she does, Karis becomes some sort of Pokemon card millionaire in theory. She would have to sell them all, but I'm pretty sure she could just quit her job and retire right there. Because those cards have gotten expensive over time. And I don't know. She would probably quit her job and go traveling. She'd probably get a girlfriend, not a boyfriend. She's a nutso, man. She'd get a girlfriend. All right. So that, okay. So it looks like we're good there. Let's go grab this. Okay. We're up to 13. Ready. Click. Okay. Karis, she has been very understanding with the card collecting. I think some wives and girlfriends and side chicks are not so understanding. And sugar babies. D-shiz. They go, why are you spending all that money on Pokemon? You should be spending it on me. That was our child's college fund. Okay, there we go. Very nice. Ooh, look at that. So we're up to 15 there. Now I'm going to roll it 5 more times. 1. Rico. Joey Albrecht. Golden Boy. Crazy. And CC. So here it is. Mr. LaFlame, for his birthday, is giving away a $135 card to you guys, the loving audience. And let's see who pulls it. I think sugar babies might understand. As long as they're getting spoiled, they don't care. Here we go. You ready? Look at that. Oh, Miss Janice is pulling it. Ah, it's her lucky day, man. She got a box of cards from Cody, and now she's getting a LaFlame slab. Okay. There we go. All right. And let me hit this real fast. Oops. No, we do not want to play that. So, all right. Steven Gonzalez. Let's see. Oh, I think it's probably with the Z. I can't remember, actually. I probably just misspelled it. Ta-da! All right. Over the years, I've moved away from booster boxes and just buy singular cards, auto sports cards. My wife is way more supportive of that. My wife. Mamma mia. Yeah, Karis, she has watched this collection grow and kind of take over our house. And I think she regrets it sometimes. Like, I think she wishes that I would take us on a vacation more often or something like that. But she also understands that the cards have done fairly well. Like, I think Karis at this point looks at me kind of like I'm some sort of crypto bro investor, but I invested in Pokemon cards, not crypto. And for whatever reason, that has worked out perfectly. Like, it's incredibly lucky that all I did for the last 6 years was absolutely hoard huge amounts of Pokemon cards. And yeah, it's just worked out. It's so weird. So now I'm just going to work on working out a lot more. I want to work on getting fit. I care about that a lot now. I don't care as much about, building up another $50,000 of Pokemon cards in my home or something like that. That's it. I'm going to buy cards, says Brandon. Luke Plora, thanks, man. He says, good game. Good game, ma'am. Over the years, I've moved away from booster boxes. All right. So, time for me to hop off, guys. Did you have a fun time? I hope you guys had a great time. I'm all done with the stream for tonight, the Saturday nighttime stream. We'll be back on for the Sunday nighttime stream. I can't believe it's another weekday. I get another weekday to get more work done. It's so nice. Mister, you can work out at home. Check my DMs, mister. All right, but no more naughty pictures. All right, I'm hopping off, guys. See you later, everyone.